back to Kicking It Back. Today is Tuesday, August 17th. We're back in action. Best episode. We're calling it now. We love it. We're excited. Let's go.
So this is the part where we bullshit about our lives. But I think we go with bold strategy and we do that after this fucking interview just because it's that badass.
I'm in to get into it.
Let's
I
do
love
it.
that. That
Let's
was so
roll.
off script, but I'm in. Let's roll.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright, and today we're welcoming on Johnni Dijulius.
Badass motherfucker.
What's
Holy
up?
shit. Jesus Christ. If you've seen anything on his Instagram, it's fucking crazy.
You probably have seen some stuff on him too,
Yeah, and you
haven't
probably
noticed
don't
it
even
was
know.
him.
You have
Exactly.
no
Yeah,
clue.
he's probably just on like some world star stuff.
Yeah, like I'm for sure clickbaiting your TikTok that has 4.1 million views or something like
The
that.
hot air balloon?
Yeah.
I just got banned on TikTok today.
Did you?
Yeah.
For
I just
what?
Got his dangerous activity.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's great.
I was on my way here. I got a notification. It was like, we banned you from posting the creator fund until January and banned you from posting until the end of July. And I'm like, fuck you guys.
Wow, that's stupid.
I mean-
so you're actually in the creator fund.
I was, and then I got kicked out.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I kind of took it as a compliment.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
seriously.
something.
For what you do, that's
That's
perfect.
All
That's
right.
awesome.
Basically, just tell the people a little bit about yourself.
All right, well, my name's Johnny. I wrestled at the Ohio State, where
Yes, sir.
you guys
Love
go.
that.
And, wrestling was kind of like my whole, my life.
Yeah.
It still is my whole life. Competed at Ohio State, then competed on the world level for about 3 or 4 years afterwards, trying to make a world team. And, right after Ohio State ended, obviously I was still wrestling, but I just wanted to start doing crazy shit. I don't know why. I don't know what really inspired that. I never drank in my entire life and never smoked before. So on my 18th birthday, my dad asked me, what do you want to do? You can't go to the casino yet. You're not going to go out and party. You want to do something. So I said, hey, can I do a tandem skydive? So he said, sure. Takes me, loved it. Did a couple more tandems, then started going on my own, got my license, which brought me to having a big, thirst for adventure traveling wise. You know what I mean? And that bled into base jumping. And now that's kind of,
Yeah.
Dude, that
Became
base
a little
jumping
excessive.
shit, man. If you got to check this guy out on Instagram, all his social media.
You'll get the chills.
Yeah, I was gonna say it gives you the butterflies. Without even...
A lot of people, what kind of, it doesn't, I don't want to say bothers me because it's just, lack of awareness. They see skydiving as like this, height is dramatic. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
okay.
very dramatic. So they see skydiving as cooler and more dangerous, right? But the lower stuff, base, for those who don't know, is an acronym for building, antenna, span, which is bridges, and earth, which is cliffs. So it's an acronym for free jumping off of those objects.
Yeah.
So instead of coming out of an airplane, you're on a fixed structure and you're jumping off those, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's what base jumping is, and it's a lot lower,
Yeah.
a lot more dangerous.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, a lot more gnarly.
Yeah, you just
yeah.
jumped out of a moving car.
That was stupid.
we were joking with him on his way in. We were waiting for him to come flying in from the sky somewhere. He came in, in his car, but we were looking in the sky, where's he gonna come from?
You guys ever wanted to skydive?
Actually, so for one of our friends, for his 21st, I had him lined up to skydive.
Yeah?
Me and him and his dad were going to go skydive.
Weather?
He had no clue. It was windy. It was beautiful, 85 weather. All right. Rescheduled it for a couple weeks ago. Rain. I think we're going to go this Sunday.
You want to go tomorrow?
For real?
I'm dead serious.
If I had someone as confident as you strapped to me, because I wouldn't be able to obviously do it by myself,
Yeah.
I'd go.
Hey, I'll strap to you, big guy.
I would do
We'll
it.
talk more after
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I was gonna
Alright.
say. I'm
Yeah.
being serious
Yeah.
right now. I'll
Let's
take you up
talk
on
more
that.
after this. Yeah,
Good.
for real.
Awesome.
That's freaking
Dude, that
incredible.
is so sick.
He said you want to go tomorrow.
I'll be there all day from 1 o'clock till about sunset tomorrow.
Really?
In Garrettsville. I don't know how far away it is from here. Maybe like an hour.
Yeah, we have a
Not
buddy
too
that
far.
lives in Garrettsville,
Yeah.
actually.
About an hour away.
Huh. You'll have to hit me up.
Shout-
So, my last day of my internship's tomorrow.
Oh,
so
nice.
tomorrow's my last day of work, and then
Then you're
literally
free.
you tell me a day, and I'll make it happen.
What are you majoring in at Ohio State?
Finance.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
You can teach me how not to blow my money. I'll blow it all. Get I do a lot of wrestling clinics for kids.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So I'll, a club will call me in Illinois. Hey, can you come teach some wrestling? I'll go out there. I'll get and then just go on a trip and just fuck it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And it's
tell me-
awesome.
Tell me a little bit more about those clinics. I was going to ask you about that.
All right, so at Ohio State, we won the Nationals in 2015. We were NCAA champs, and fortunately, I was decently household name in the wrestling world, And just through that, was able to the wrestling world's small. You know what I mean? It's unique where I'm not calling myself a LeBron James of the sport, but other people, the LeBron Jameses in wrestling, it's very easy to work with them if you're just a junior high kid who wants to wrestle, right? There's just so many, notable names that it's such a small sport where everybody's really close. So, clinic-wise, huge market for clinics, and a lot of people call me up, ask me to teach their kids, go in, show some shit, and then bounce.
Okay.
Go jump off the local thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say go find a billboard down the street.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's awesome. We actually work for a company that runs youth wrestling tournaments all around Ohio. CFC Athletics. Justin
cool.
Kerr is the.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I know Justin. He used to own a website, a little forum.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
That's
exactly.
hilarious.
We know nothing about wrestling,
That's
but,
okay.
but we can run the tournament.
Me neither. I don't know shit.
Yeah. I got lucky. My sister, so Justin's family's from Ashland, and my sister
Right.
went to Ashland. She was like at a basketball game or something. She was doing PA stuff, so she kind of got employed through them. So then they had a tournament down the street at Brunswick High School.
This is where you're interning right now?
No, this is for CFC Athletics with the wrestling tournament.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought you were interning in the same
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
My bad.
no, yeah. So we ended up, they needed someone down the street, so I was like, yeah, I'll come work the concession stand. They saw I was kind of a talkative person. He was like, yeah, you're going to start running these things one day. And 6 years later, I'm still doing it on the weekends during school.
So, yeah, that's really cool.
Did you guys play sports in high school?
Golf.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Not at a very high level for myself,
Yeah.
but
That's all right.
don't let him sell you short.
Sports
He
is
was
sports, man.
good. I was the late joiner that kind of, was just glad to be a part of it, but I wasn't anything special.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it now, though.
Just for fun.
Sports are great. Sports are
You
good.
can always play
It's
golf.
the best.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
You can
You
retire
play
at
at all?
60. I've actually never played, but
Really?
I love it. I like watching it. I just such ADHD. I don't know if I can go a full 18.
For sure.
Like, I like, you know what I mean?
I can't either nowadays.
It's tough,
9 holes
you know?
would be perfect for me.
But it's awesome. I love golf.
Yeah.
I like anybody who competes at a high level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? World class athletes, any type. Not
For
even just
sure.
sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so wrestling. When did you realize wrestling was going to be your thing? I'm not going to call it your niche, but I'm going to say
All
your
right.
thing.
We're gonna get deep quick.
All right,
All
let's
right,
do it
we'll
for
do
it.
quick.
Let's do it.
When I was 16, my mom passed away. She, long story short, car accident type of thing, super sudden. She was the one who actually got me involved in wrestling when I was 6 years old, right?
Okay.
So I want to start with how my mom passed, only because I give her all the credit for me wrestling,
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
I was sick. I'm trying to think if I was 5 or 6 when I started. Regardless, I played baseball because my dad played baseball in college. He always wanted me to kind of be the baseball player.
Right.
He was a shortstop at Cleveland State. Whatever, this and that. Love baseball, but in the wintertime, like I said, I had so much energy, so much ADHD. I had nothing to chill me the fuck out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So my mom was like, hey, why don't you try wrestling? You're clearly too short to play basketball. You know what I mean? So why don't you try wrestling? So I go, loved it right away, just beating motherfuckers
Right,
up.
yeah.
Right, that was
Exactly,
fun.
right.
That was cool. And I wasn't great yet, early, 5, 6, 7 years old, but I loved it. So then started doing it. Long story short, was pretty successful in high school, was
Yeah.
pretty successful in
Three-time
college.
state
I was going to
Right.
say
Yeah.
pretty successful.
Three-time state champion in
Right.
high school.
I think if I read this right, you were the 5th best 130 pounder coming out of high school.
In the country, I was
Yeah.
fifth.
Yeah.
I was ranked fifth for Emma weight class. Yeah.
Okay.
But the reason I bring up my mom is because this is the side you get your hand raised in wrestling, right? And since my mom started me, I got her signature right here.
That's so
freaking
cool.
on my
Yeah,
bicep.
that's awesome. That's
Damn, I
awesome.
have fucking goosebumps right now.
Yeah, dude, that's an incredible story.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
mean, something about you, man. Like,
You bring so much energy.
I mean, we're
love
how many
it.
minutes in? We're 8 minutes in, and I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
stopped smiling, and it's
Yeah,
not even
dude,
me
this
being an
is-
ass.
this
Like
is
you're
great.
such a you're a good dude.
Wait till you jump tomorrow.
I'm gonna be on lunch break. That's
I know.
freaking
Yo, Preston,
awesome.
you in the air right now?
That is unbelievable.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, so tell me what dieting's like in wrestling. I want to know about that.
So that's actually a big area that I wish I did better. As I slug this water, hold on one second.
You're good.
So I obviously like weight cutting is like a very large stereotype for
Yeah,
wrestlers,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Burn more calories than eat. That's at
Right.
the end of the day, that's what it is. But there's a lot of yo-yoing that happens in wrestling. You guys know Matt Fields. He wrestled at your high school. He
Yeah.
actually wrestled at Walsh for a year or two.
For sure.
He, not him, sorry, but any wrestler. It's a lot of extremism, right?
Right.
Because I can't eat for so long, for 4 or 5 days in a row where I'm having minimal food, minimal calorie intake. people, boom, do the opposite end on the weekend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So they yo-yo a lot, but it's funny because a lot of choices, we make in sports or in everyday like little passions, they leak into other areas of our life. And I really think that extremism is why I am the way I am with like base jumping or just dumb shit, right? I can't be in a car. I literally can't be in a car and have it just like neutral 72 degrees. It has to be either blazing hot or fucking freezing cold. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to have moderation, right? And it's like, I need it.
That is
Dude, that is awesome.
So, yeah, that dieting thing is just, I'm sure you've seen like, oh yeah, you're going to run in trash bags and spit in a cup.
Yeah.
It's, at a high level, it's way more than that. It's you're doing several workouts a day.
Right.
You eat to lose weight. You got to have energy so you can work out. I do remember one time in high school when I was just an amateur weight cutter, I weighed in the weight class. I was a freshman. The weight class was 103. I was a little guy as a freshman.
Yeah.
And I weighed in 4 days before I had to make weight at 125. 4 days prior.
Wow.
Make weight. I got a 2 pound allowance though, so I was like 105.
Right, but like.
Right. So I
like
still
that
20
justifies it.
I weigh in at 105, and then the following morning, so maybe like 13 hours later, I was 118. That was a big yo-yo.
Yeah.
That was
That
a
is
big
a
yo-yo.
huge
That's crazy.
That's
Not healthy though. People listening, don't do that. Just wrestle because you love it.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to ask because I feel like there's so many stereotypes about losing weight in wrestling, and I don't think people realize how hard it is to make weight sometimes, especially if like you are that far off.
This is what's hard right here.
Yeah.
The water, right? I can go all day without eating, you
Right.
know, and people get hangry and whatnot, whatever. That doesn't affect me.
Right.
It's once you get, I call it cat tongue. It's past cotton mouth. It's like razor blade tongue. You haven't had like a real full quench in days.
Right.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Seriously.
It sucks.
For sure.
I believe that.
Damn.
And you gotta go work out.
Right, exactly. So you're like dying and then
Right.
on top of
That's
it.
the worst.
Yeah.
So then obviously you went on to Ohio State.
The
Ohio State University.
Absolutely. Can't forget that.
Yeah, Big Ten championship, NCAA championship.
That's right.
I believe, if I saw correctly, 115-47 was your overall.
I don't even know actually.
All right,
I'm
well,
not even
I
sure.
think that's what it was.
Not even sure.
I
So.
was
I knew I had
gonna
over
say.
100 wins, but I wasn't sure. That's a
115
lot
to
of
be
losses.
exact.
That's a lot of fun.
Is there one match that sticks out to you?
Yeah, I beat up a few good guys that I'm very proud of myself. You know, I mean, not to sound arrogant,
No.
but
You did middle.
I beat the number 3 guy in the world. That was pretty cool.
Okay.
So the equivalent to the Heisman Trophy in wrestling is called the Hodge Trophy.
Okay.
Guy won the NCAA's and was undefeated Hodge Trophy winner at the U.S. Open. Beat him. So that was only college, but that was a good win. Beat the Hodge Trophy winner. MVP in wrestling is called OW, Outstanding Wrestler. That's the award, and we have all of our own different bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, he was OW, so that was cool. And then I fucking hate Iowa and Penn State, so anytime I beat those guys,
I assumed Penn
That's
State
a
was
good
going to
one.
be brought up in there.
yeah, fuck Penn State, the blue team.
Exactly.
PA.
And you were with Schneider, right? Kyle
Yeah,
Schneider?
so Kyle Snyder, he was Olympic champion in 2016. He's wrestling this week actually in Tokyo.
Is he?
Okay.
Yeah, he was my teammate for 2 years. Good buddy of mine.
Yeah.
We also had a 4-time NCAA champ, so he won freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. Only 4 people have ever done that in the history of the sport. This guy was on my team as well. His name was Logan Stieber. And he's a stud. He's a world champion. So kind of like how wrestling works, the in-between Olympic years, so the 3 years in between, so 2012, 2016, 2021, I guess, technically, are the Olympics. All the years in between those are world championships. Same thing, just not as, notable of a name.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he was a world champion.
So I gotta ask, just from someone like me who doesn't know a lot about it. So for someone like that who's continuing their wrestling and going on with that path, are they making an income doing that?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it sponsors? Is it through a
So someone like that, let's say you win NCAAs,
Okay.
right? Not even as a team, right? Individually, you win NCAAs.
Yeah.
You could charge $2 to $3 grand for a 1-day clinic, which obviously is great. It's a little side hustle, right?
Yeah.
Then we have these things called regional training centers. So the Olympic Training Center is in Colorado Springs, right? And we all go out there and train, but not a lot of guys live there. Contrary to Phelps, who might live on site, or these other Olympians that live on site.
Yeah.
A lot of the female wrestlers live out there, but a lot of the male freestyle wrestlers, which is a style of sport, male freestyle wrestlers, there's these things called regional training centers. So what happens is it's kind of like remember that old biology term, symbiotic relationship? Remember that?
Yeah.
I paid attention. Yeah, I did. I paid attention to some shit.
Ohio State,
baby. So it's nice because the Olympic Training Center sets up regional training centers at various Division I colleges, and these colleges will be able to have post-college athletes who are training at the senior level, the world level. That's called the senior level.
Yeah.
They'll be training at the senior level to train in the college room. They get to pay them, and the relationship is now these senior level guys are working with the college guys every day. So it's almost like an extension of the coaching staff, which is super nice, right?
Right.
So they, an average wrestler can still make a few extra grand a month from RTC. It's called a regional training center. From an RTC, somebody who won the nationals or even has a world medal is probably making $5 or $6 grand a month from that. Plus, obviously, an ASICS or a Nike deal, etc., stuff like that.
Right.
If you win Worlds, you get 50 grand. If you win the Olympics, you get 250 grand.
Okay.
Which is great. So Snyder's making good money.
Yeah.
No,
He's doing all right.
I
I think
he's
he's
doing
doing
all right.
okay for himself.
Yeah, I just was curious because like a lot of us, like people that don't know a lot about the sport,
Right.
you start to you're like, all right, so what's next? Like the WWE, MMA,
So UFC,
UFC,
usually it's
UFC.
MMA. So obviously you're not gonna make a lot in wrestling if you're not an NCAA champ yet, right?
Okay.
Something like that. So I was fortunate. I did a great job marketing clinic wise, so I was able to hustle that side of it. But a lot of people aren't great presenters, aren't great teachers. No shame to that, right? So they're not going to make as much on the side hustles and just Instagram, social media side of it. It's just so fucking easy to make money on Instagram.
Right.
It's unbelievable, right?
Yeah,
You just
well-
put yourself out there, show your personality, and you get money. It's crazy. But long story short, a lot of these guys that are unable to kind of have that little hustle, they'll start fighting. Which is great
sure.
too.
Yeah.
I
Did
love
you ever
that.
think about going about the UFC?
I actually lived with Nick Diaz for a couple months during quarantine.
Yeah. Tell
That
me
was
about
pretty
that.
cool. That was fucking.
I was
So
gonna
how
say
did that come about?
Nice.
So, I got a lot of friends in the MMA community. Right now, I live in Boston. I train with Calvin Cater. I don't know if you know him very well. He just fought Max Holloway his last fight. Good. He didn't really wrestle, but just great MMA guy. Ranked 4th or 5th right now at 145. Cody Garbrandt was a good buddy of mine. And then through these guys, you meet other MMA guys. Nick Diaz had to be one of them. I actually met Nate first.
Wow.
Nate introduced me to Nick, and I'm a little closer to Nick. But during quarantine, started in Boston, drove all the way out to Stockton. Drove the entire fucking way, right? And I stayed out there for, a few weeks, month or two. I forget how long, and we just trained every day.
Wow.
Pretty sick.
Dude,
Yeah,
that is so cool.
yeah we went out a few times in LA and stuff. This was pretty cool, actually. I'll give you one little story of me and Nick. So, for those who don't know, right, listening, Nick Diaz is kind of a legend in the MMA world,
Just
right?
look him up.
Yeah, just look him up,
Yeah.
right? Bad
You'll be
motherfucker.
like,
the
yeah.
bad motherfucker.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because California and LA specifically has a great jiu-jitsu / MMA fan base.
Yeah.
Huge there. Like, if Nick Diaz walked around Cleveland, quite a bit of people probably know who he is, but a large majority would not.
Yeah.
LA, it's like unbelievable. His influence, it's awesome, right? So walking around with him, you felt like a fucking badass, right? So there's this club called One Oak, and me and Nick's like, hey, we're gonna go here tonight. And I'm like, all right, cool. It's just me and him and one of our other buddies, and this line is literally out the door, like fucking down the block, and he walks up to the front, big Nick Diaz, fucking walks right through, takes me and my other homie with us. We walk in, and we're sitting at this, pretty nice table all night long. It was like Marshmallow's birthday, freaking sweet event, right? With
so
Smoke
cool.
Purpose performing. It was super cool. All of a sudden, I'm at the end of the night, it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, yo, Nick, I'm trying to, thank whose ever table this is, because it wasn't his table. He just used kind of his influence, right, to scheme a little bit. Like, yo, Nick, I want to thank wose table this is. And, he's like, hey, man, it's his over there, right? I'm like, who? And he goes, Leo. And I'm like, what? What do you mean, Leo? I turn, and fucking this arm, two like 22-year-old girls, Leonardo DiCaprio was just like sitting there, right? I'm like, bro, I've been at Leo's fucking table all night. I didn't even know. This is crazy, right? So that's kind of like the cool stuff that Nick gets you to do. That's pretty fun.
Dude, that is so sick.
That was a
I
good
can't
time.
even That story's crazy.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a
I
good
can't
time.
even imagine that.
I don't even have words.
No, dude, that's so sick.
I mean, there's a reason you have these stories, though, and I can say just from the
Yeah.
outside perspective, you go look at your Instagram, man. You live life. Like
Yeah.
no one. Yeah, I was gonna say, and you'll probably say that you don't. You still haven't hit to where the life you've always wanted to live.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what everyone says.
But be grateful, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely,
Some of
yeah.
the places you've been, the things you've done, the
Yeah,
the
you've gone a
stories
lot
you
of
have.
places.
I mean,
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a spectrum to being. Sorry, I keep fumbling my words a little bit, but I feel like there's a spectrum to being, a little too money conservative / responsible, and then there's the other side of it is obviously the irresponsible immaturity side, and a lot of people err on the side of caution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people say one day I'm going to go to Greece, one day I'm going to skydive one time, one day, and there's always a reason not to. You know what I mean? There's always, hey, St. Patty's this weekend. I don't want to leave because that's a fun weekend to go out. Oh, you know what? I do have a lot coming up. Rent, this bill. I probably could make it happen, but I'm not going to. There's always a reason to say no, right?
Right.
The other side of that is being super irresponsible, right? I don't want people to be like me totally like that because I am. But I do want people to, send it a little bit. You know what I mean? Inspire them to send it a little bit and hopefully people see, like you guys say, my Instagram and they say, you know what? Let's fucking book the flight. Let's book this. Let's do that. And I've received quite a bit of messages of people telling me, hey, because you posted this place right here, we're going. And it doesn't have to be Greece. It doesn't have to be Italy. Maybe it's Florida. Maybe it's Hilton Head. I don't know. Not shitting on those places, but just the thirst to live is cool.
I guess that kind of leads us into your clothing brand.
You guys did your homework.
You did your homework a little bit now.
Yeah, I got a product placement, right? So that's No Tomorrow is it's funny. My dad was kind of cussing me out. My dad is pretty successful business guy in Cleveland area. He owns a few hair salons called John Roberts.
Okay.
And he is a professional speaker. Right, he speaks. The reason Chick-fil-A says my pleasure is because of my dad. Kind of cool, right? He speaks on customer service. He works with Fortune 500 companies like Starbucks and Chick-fil-A and all these big companies, Ritz-Carlton, and he works with them on customer service and whatnot. So he's very by the book business, right? Very, hey, stack your bread, yada yada yada.
Right.
Then he sees me, being a dickhead, right? You know what I mean? Like, I do a camp for like a couple $1,000, and then I'm just, in Micronesia. He's like, what the fuck? Right? He's like, can you just... So he's calling me up one day, and mind you, I've been trying to think of a cool hashtag, not clothing brand at this point. I'm trying to think of a hashtag that I can be super corny with, and just kind of like make my own thing, right?
Kind of like our
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just... And I'm okay with being OD corny, I'm just gonna run with it. So... I've been trying to think for like a few weeks. I'm hitting my Mon buddy up that I was traveling with. I'm like, we gotta think something cool. We could just kind of like brand ourselves. And my dad calls me and he's kind of like cussing me out one day. And he's like, you live life on permanent spring break. You ever gonna just, take life seriously? You ever gonna do this? He goes, you never think about today. You only live for tomorrow. Or no, I'm sorry. He said the opposite. I'm sorry. You never think about tomorrow. You only live for right now. And I'm like, he hangs up. I'm like, bro. I call my homie. I'm like, bro. What do you think about live no tomorrow? Right? That's pretty sick,
You're
right?
like, fuck that conversation. We got fucking...
You think that's pretty sick? He's like, bro, I love that, right? So long story short, we started off, actually wanted to do a podcast. That's kind of what we want to do. I do too much traveling in the summertime, but once it's wrestling season, I'm more stationed. I want to have a podcast, so I'm probably going to pick your guys' brain after this.
For sure.
Want to do the podcast thing, have dope people on, similar to what you guys are doing, which is awesome.
Yours will probably take off a little bit quicker than ours.
I hope, I know, listen, you guys are doing an awesome job. I checked out your Instagram, looks awesome, but
appreciate that.
Yeah, just no tomorrow. What makes you feel present? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't mean get risky. It doesn't mean, hey, you might die tomorrow, do what you want today, be selfish. That's not what it means too much. Here's what I see. You guys are still in college, right? So maybe you see this a little bit, but a lot of my friends, I'm 29, right? A lot of my friends, unfortunately, look very forward to Friday. You know what I mean? They hate their weekdays.
Yeah,
now, if they hate their weekdays because they're working towards something they love, great. That's awesome. I don't mind that. But if it's a little dead end and they don't love what they do and the highlight of their week is 2 days, that's rough. You know what I mean? I don't want them to look forward to 5 p.m. Hey, finally I can leave and whatnot, stuff like that. I'm not shitting on anybody who maybe is doing these kind of things for a family. It's respect, right? There's real shit happening. I totally get that. But I just want to remind people that there are things that kind of like set your soul on fire that make you feel totally present.
Yeah,
Like I am right here, right now. Like when I'm standing on a fucking cell phone tower about to jump, I'm not thinking about, rent's due tomorrow and you know what, my girlfriend hasn't replied to me in 6 days. And, you know what I mean? I'm thinking about holy
Lexi,
fuck.
Lexi,
I'm right here, right now, like nowhere else. And that's something that really keeps you alive a little bit. And that's what I try to inspire people to do. You know, that's hopefully the goal.
For sure.
You're fucking incredible.
Yeah, dude, you are insane.
You're incredible.
That is so sick.
You know, sorry, not to interrupt, but real quick, just to circle back to Nate real quick, talk about No Tomorrow. I'm before the Masvidal fight, we're in New York.
Yeah.
And we just trained. I was with Nate Diaz, sorry, to clarify. And we come out of this deli, and he likes to train mad late. I don't know why, but he loves training mad late. We come out of this deli. New York delis are obviously open like 24/7.
Yeah.
And he looks at me, he calls me John Julius. He doesn't really say the D. He just like slurs it. Hey, yo, John Julius. Like, what's up, Nate? He's like, what time is it? Talk about No Tomorrow, right? Listen to this. And he goes, what time is it? I look at my phone, I go, it's 4. And he's paused and he goes, AM or PM? I'm like, yo, what? This motherfucker, like, he's just living, bro. Sick, right? That's maybe I don't want to be that far present, but AM or PM. Like, could you imagine? You don't know if it's getting dark or getting light.
Yeah, he has no clue.
What?
That is unbelievable.
Dude, that's incredible.
My bad, I'm cutting you off. What were you going to say?
No, you're good. I think I saw a quote from you that I think Ohio State got that said that one of your goals was to climb Mount Everest.
I do. I would like to do that one day. That's obviously like hiking and mountaineering is sweet, right?
Right.
And I was trying to think. Wrestling is unique in a way. Maybe I'm biased, right? Obviously, I probably am. But wrestling is unique in a way where it feels like it doesn't matter if it's a marathon or yoga, right? And everything in between, it helps somehow, right? Because you're using every single part of your. Oops, sorry, I got hiccups.
You're good.
You're using every single part of your body and whatnot, and it felt like every little workout mattered. And I really like that about wrestling, whereas not to shit on other sports, but, sometimes it's like, what's benching going to do maybe for, baseball or something, you know what I mean? So sometimes I like to think like, oh, you know what's something that mimics that? And hiking and mountaineering, it's pretty cool to me how climbing Mount Everest, I would feel like everything contributed, and that was, at the time, that was cool for me. That was actually before I started competing again. Back then, I was kind of done with wrestling. I had a sour taste in my mouth because I did an All-American. I was, the 4th seed, 3rd seed, 5th seed at the NCAAs. Yeah. Came up a little short, and I left Ohio State not wanting to compete past college.
Really?
Yeah. And kind of a long story. Not really long, but
we got time.
Hey, listen, we got time. Dude, winds don't slow down until about 4 a.m. So
he's in the moment right now. So Lexi, if you're listening, you haven't texted him in a couple of days. He's not thinking about it right now.
I'm thinking about kicking it back.
Oh, that's great.
So I got this thing I call the Apollo theory. I don't know if I, heard it one time when I was younger and think that I made it up, right? But I, let's just go with it. It's made up, right? Let's go with it.
Yeah.
You ever do that? Like your parents tell you something all the time when you're a kid, and then you have like
your thing.
Yeah, you have an epiphany when you're 26, and you're like, oh yeah, I totally thought of that. Right? I'm sure I've been told something along these lines before, but I call it my Apollo theory. Now, let's pretend you're driving in your car and you're going somewhere you really want to be at. Maybe it's your only vacation of the year, and you're about to be at the airport. Or you're going to a pregame with all your old high school buddies, and they're not going to the bar yet. You're going to see them for about an hour. It's going to be great. You've been at Ohio State. You haven't seen them. Maybe you're on your way to a concert. I don't know. You're going somewhere, right? Maybe you're on your way to do a dope podcast with somebody you're really looking forward to talking to. Boom, you hit a pothole, right? You hit a pothole, your tire's flat, and I'm not, the quickest, most handy man in the world. That's going to take me like 20 or 30 minutes, right? This jack's going to slip 4 times, right?
Yeah.
It's going to take me a minute, right? So I pull over, and if you think about it, it's not, a deal breaker, but it is the most inconvenient part of your day, probably. I was really looking forward to catching this flight. I might miss it now. I was really looking forward to see a bunch of my homies, but you know what? They might be at the bar by the time I get there. So this is a shitty part of my day. 20, 30 minutes goes by. Slam on the spare. I start driving again, right? We're on the road. And a mile or two from where I had my flat, I see a fatal car accident. Now, what do? I kind of look over, then I keep driving, and I just keep motherfucking, I can't believe I got a fucking flat tire, right? Little do I realize that had I not hit that pothole, I would have been a part of that, right? So the pothole, the most inconvenient part of my day, was the best thing that could have happened to me, but I'll never know that. And I like to think about it, there's a word called pronoia, and it's the opposite of paranoia. And what pronoia is the universe is conspiring in your favor, right? So obviously this is an extreme type of view. There are going to be things that, potholes, right, that do set me on a bad path. But I like to view it like they were, hey, I was supposed to, hit this pothole and be on this path. So me not All-American in college was kind of a pothole. It was my whole life, right? That was my whole life working to that moment. And I always think, if I did, place, if I did win nationals like I always thought I could, and I don't want to say should have, I should never say that, but, coming out of high school, I was one of the best, coming into college. If I would have won the NCAAs, like I think I could have, would I have had enough of wrestling? Would I have felt like, content with this? I can go work for my dad now. I can go, do the local Cleveland thing, take over the salons, manage them one day. And because I didn't, I had a lot of freedom time-wise because I was still training, still competing, and I was kind of, for lack of a better term, a low-paid professional athlete. Had a ton of freedom, which led me into traveling the world, led me into doing all this stuff, and maybe led me to know tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So I like to think of potholes in that way. You know what I mean? I never know what kind of shortcomings can lead you to a positive path. If that makes sense.
Wow, dude, I don't even have words. Like, you are the coolest person I've ever met.
I appreciate that.
I'm being so serious. Do you have bad days?
Oh man, come on.
No, like,
always
I'm serious.
do, always. But that's the thing though. There's beauty in the struggle. So it's like you gotta have rainy days to appreciate sunshine, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, hopefully we can make it rain and you'll live in the sun. But you gotta have.
That was good.
Sorry, Lexi. We'll make it rain. But appropriately, right?
Right.
No, yeah, of course, I have bad days. Okay, here's one. My mom passing away is not a pothole, right? There's never going to be a positive outcome that outweighs that. However, if I can't control bringing her back per se, right? The only thing I can focus on is a positive thing that comes from it. So I have another thing I call the why to what. So I'm fucked up, bro. Like I will be driving and I'll pretend like I'm on Dr. Phil and I'll just start talking to myself. You know what I mean? Joe Rogan or something. And I'll just start talking to myself about all these different philosophies that are going through my head. And one of them that I've thought about for a long time is why to what. So my mom passes away, right? She gets hit by a car. She was actually walking. She gets hit by a car. It's very easy, especially at first, right, in the morning, little stage. Why me? Why me? Why does, bad things happen to good people? Why God? Why? And stuff like that, right? It's very easy to say why. If I took that same exact thought process and applied it to wrestling, first 5-10 seconds I get thrown to my back, it probably wouldn't be smart if I just sat there and said, why me? Why me? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Because why is a past tense word. I'm looking backwards, right? How could you be the best version of yourself in the moment if your mind is 10 seconds ago, if your mind is 2 months ago, if your mind is, a year ago, whatever you're dwelling on, correct? So if I change from why to what can I do to be there for my brothers? They just lost their mom. What can I do there to be a better, what can I do to be a better son to my dad, who might be struggling? Right. What can I do to, ABCD, right? Whatever it is. What can I do to get back into this wrestling match?
Sure.
Stuff like that. I feel like what is a very, progressive future tense term. Yeah. So I like to think like that. Easier said than done, right? Of course I have my weekdays where I'm like, you know what? That sucks. My mom passed away. Why did that have to happen?
Right.
But the goal, hopefully, is that what word. You know what I mean? And with that being said, there is healthy times to look at past for learning purposes. And there's healthy times to look forward into the future for goal setting and whatnot, right? To, what direction am I heading? But, you're climbing this mountain, it's one step in front of the other. I don't have to look at the peak. I don't have to look what's behind me. I just had an avalanche happen, right? It's constantly just putting one step forward. And my mom was a pothole, a big one, right? And the positives never outweigh losing her. But the only thing I can focus on, the controllables, is the positives I can attain from that. You know what I mean? So that's hopefully with the bad days is
For
what I
sure.
try to take from it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Fucking awesome, dude.
Dude, that
Listen, I didn't know your mother, obviously. We just met, but she's got to be so proud of you looking down, dude.
Bro, she's
And
the
I don't
best.
know. I was
She's
going to
the
say,
best.
like, you're just unbelievable.
dude.
And you
So-
know what? You're going to change some lives. There's going
I
to be a couple
seriously
people that
appreciate
listen to
that. No,
this.
I really do
and, like,
believe
I'm not
that.
even saying that because you're sitting next to me. Like, the right person's going to hear this, and I promise you, you're going to change
Yeah.
a few lives.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
sure.
that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
My dad, I said, was super business oriented.
Right.
Yada yada. That is his no tomorrow though, so I don't want to like shove him too much
Oh,
like
I
that.
gotcha.
He feels on fire when he's doing speeches and that's his wrestling. He's
Oh,
one
I
of the
believe
big, right.
it.
That, so
Everyone's got
he's
their thing.
right. He's super present, right? If you feel super present delivering mail, fucking do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's awesome. I'm not shitting on. You don't have to be somebody who travels the world to do that. My mom was like that though. She was like me more. I guess I was like her. I should say, right?
right.
She skydived. She actually on her tandem she had a cutaway, which is a second parachute. Kind of gnarly. That's very rare on a
Oh
tandem.
my god.
Right? She skydived one time, in her life, but so many times when I was a kid, we'd be driving to, school, and she'd be like, "Hey, you want to play hooky today?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." She'd be like, "All right, we're gonna go downtown and just get lunch." And this had been planned for weeks. She'd actually just take me to the airport and we go to Disney World or something like that. You know what I mean? So a lot of that spontaneity, I do like to attribute to her and take that from her. She was an ass kicker. She was
Dude,
cool.
That's awesome.
That's so sick.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm a man of many words. I mean, that's what I've been known for my whole life. I don't shut up. I mean,
You're super personable. Right when I got here, you were shutting up.
Yeah, you can hear from him.
That's good.
Yeah, he never stops talking.
There's a reason why I'm behind the mic.
You should have a podcast.
That's a good idea. I'll have to take that one into
So do
consideration.
you look at yourself as like an influencer because you have 75,000 followers on TikTok when you're not banned.
Yeah,
And
when I'm
you
not
have
banned, I was
and you
gonna
have-
Yeah, he
and
did.
Yeah,
But he wasn't
and
in
you
the
have
tape.
25K on Instagram. So that's a good amount of people that
It's
are watching.
solid. Yeah, it's solid. I don't attack the like hashtags and stuff like that enough. Like I don't like, comment, follow. I don't do that whole side of it. So I guess like quantity of follower wise, I guess maybe influencer or whatever. But I don't. Maybe it's my insecurity. I don't know. I don't want to be that guy that's always like, comment, follow, and like be thirsty for it. I just want to do dope shit and people fuck with it, follow me. You know what I mean? Like that's hopefully like the goal.
Right.
But I probably should, business wise, do more, that side of it. I just got to get over that hump,
Right.
Definitely.
I gotcha.
Definitely,
That's
definitely.
All right, I gotta have some fun real fast.
Let's go.
I mean, I heard something and I've been really sparked on it. So I'm gonna let you tell it. I'm just gonna bring
I already
it
know
up.
what it's going to be. I bet you I know what it's going to be.
I have no clue.
Blue Lagoon, Iceland.
Oh, dude, you did your homework. Holy shit. Good for you, man. What'd you do, YouTube Bryce's video?
I watched a ton.
So Bryce Meredith is a two-time NCAA runner-up. He fights now for LFA, which is like an undercard of the UFC.
Okay.
A few more fights, he'll probably be in the UFC.
Awesome.
Stud, right? He actually is partner in Notre
Hey,
Dame.
can I throw something out there?
Yeah, go ahead.
If he makes it to the UFC, pull some strings. I want to be a part of the posse that walks out.
Bro, come on.
Come on.
Yes.
I'll fucking
Let's
walk.
go.
I'll wear a no
We
tomorrow.
can have
hoodie.
him on. He can be on the podcast. He's the
Seriously?
man.
Welcome,
Yeah.
whatever.
He ran with the Bulls with me in Spain. We did a lot together. Me and him did a
Fuck,
lot
man, it
together.
never stops. Wow.
Yeah, the running the bull thing is a whole different story. That's wild. But long story short, he started No Tomorrow with me. Me and Bryce are in Iceland. We're actually on a layover. So we were flying to Europe to run with the Bulls, and we were gonna kind of do like a 2 or 3 week, little lap through Europe. We booked a one way. That's kind of like one of my things, like one ways only, motherfuckers. Or, I mean, it's just like
Right.
again that spectrum, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like this side of it, like it's
Right.
just
Right.
super dumb.
Right.
Don't do that. But so me and him are flying to Paris, and we found this like $150 ticket from New York to Paris. Super cheap, one way, but still $150. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
And it lapped you through Iceland for about 17 hours. And we're like, oh, you know what? Rent a car, and for 12 of those hours, we'll just fucking do some cool shit, right? We get to Iceland. The Blue Lagoon is kind of like I call them Statue of Liberties, okay? If you're in Rome, it's the Colosseum. If you're in Paris, it's the Eiffel Tower. If you're in Iceland, it's the Blue Lagoon. If you're in New York, it's the Statue of Liberty of Iceland that everybody knows, everybody takes pictures at. It's the icon of the country.
Okay.
That's the Blue Lagoon.
Okay.
It's this beautiful, picturesque, all these Instagram girls always take pictures there type of thing.
Yeah.
Natural spring, snow all around it. It does look awesome. We said, okay, we're going to go check that out. It'll be cool. And then we'll go, see what else we can do.
Yeah.
We get to the Blue Lagoon. And what we didn't realize is it's super commercialized, right? Like there's the spring, which first of all has a man-made bottom. We were super let down about that part, right? Yeah. It's still beautiful though, worth seeing, warm, but we wanted something like in the wild a little bit. But long story short, it's super commercialized, and there's a building you have to walk through in order to get in, right? And they charge like $100. I forget what the conversion rate is, but it's like 5,000 kroner, which is Icelandic.
Right.
And we're let down. We're like, are you kidding me? $100 and a 10-hour wait because it's so like visited.
Wow.
Yeah, 10-hour wait. It's gonna fuck our whole day up.
Yeah.
So I look at Bryce. I'm like, bro, like, let's just fucking do this thing. And he's like, what? And I'm like, let's climb over the fucking rocks. Like, what do you mean, right? So again, people listening, I don't want to inspire people to break the rules, but break the fucking rules. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. Like, if a sign says, hey, dangerous, keep out.
That means go on.
Yeah. Right? I have a theory. I don't want you to have to pay to see the world. And that's within reason. There's some things that maybe like native tribes own. Okay, that's fair. I'm not gonna go be a dickhead on their land, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But if it's scenic thing and it's not in a national park, it's like, why are you're just trying to be greedy monopoly man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we climb over these rocks, and it's the other side of the building, and there's like a service entrance. There's a restaurant in this building that gets you into the Blue Lagoon. So that's where the chefs are bringing all the food in and whatnot. And I look at them like, listen, we're gonna walk in, like chest out, like we own this motherfucker, and we're gonna act like we're supposed to be here. He's like, all right. To this day, I wish I filmed this part. I didn't film it, right? We walk. We're walking through, and I'm like just nodding. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Right? I'm just nodding to people, right? And they're like just nodding their head back, right? Super about it. And I don't know where I'm going, right? Mind you, I don't know how to get from this entrance to the Blue Lagoon side, because the regular side you go in, there's a whole locker room, a whole little hallway you set up. You have a wristband and whatnot. So I'm walking through. You guys ever seen Scooby-Doo when they're the hallway scene when they're running through the doors? They go into a
yeah.
That's what it felt like. I had no idea where I was going, but I had to have so much confidence walking that I was like, yeah, I know what's behind this door. Closet, right? I had no idea where I was going. He's following me, and I'm just like, it felt like forever. It felt like an hour. It was probably like a few minutes, 5 minutes.
Right.
Finally, we find a door that leads you to the Blue Lagoon. And we're like, holy fuck. We just found a way, like, to the other side.
Yeah.
We did it. There's a locker room, like I said. We said, fuck that. We just strip right there because we don't want to get caught.
Yeah.
Took our clothes off, passport, phone, everything. In our shoes, on our clothes, on this like little corner. We jump in. And we're like, because there's a wristband, we're keeping our arms in the water, but we're like, we're so fucking sick. James Bond, motherfucker. Like, we think we're sick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're sitting there celebrating after like 5, 10, maybe 20 minutes. There's this guy in a suit that's like talking on his walkie-talkie. He's like kind of like pointing over at us. And we're like, oh shit, this isn't good, right?
Yeah.
He calls us over. He's like, did you guys sneak in here? Can I see your wristbands? And I'm like, oh, I think it fell off.
That's what I would have went with.
Yeah.
He looks at me and he goes, you just broke and entered the Blue Lagoon. And when he said that, I'm like, oh my God, jail in a foreign country? Like, this is not cool, right?
Yeah.
This is fucked.
You're like, you're fucked.
Then he laughed. And he's like, that's all right. You just got to get the fuck out of here. I'm like, oh, thank God, right? So we leave. We're like banned from Blue Lagoon for life. But we left kind of in defeat a little bit. We're like, you know what? Like, we got caught. Not only that, but it was a man-made bottom. Like, the adventure was fun. It made it way cooler.
Right.
But it was a man-made bottom. That was super over-commercialized. Let's find something in the wild. Like, totally, off the grid. So we're on Backpages, TripAdvisor, all trails. Looking up all these different things we can find that is a natural hot spring. Like a real one.
Yeah.
We find one. A few hours away. Not too long of a hike. Maybe like a mile or two, right? Not too long. It'll take us like 20 or 30 minutes to get there. But how Iceland is driving there. There's Reykjavik, the city, which is on the western side of the island, and then there's literally nothing. If you do a lap around the island, you'll pass, 50 towns, but each town is 2 hours apart from each other.
Right.
And they have, like, I'm not joking, 4 people that live there. There'll be like 4 buildings, and like one person lives. It's crazy. I don't know how they trick or treat. Like it's crazy, right? So yeah, that's important for what's about to happen. We get to this parking lot for this hike, and we're super stoked. We're like, you know what? We're gonna fucking hike to this place. It's gonna be a real hot spring. It's gonna be awesome. We start walking, and the view is unbelievable. It's midnight. It's bright out because it's July. It's midnight, bright, awesome. And there's this glacier melting and a river flowing from the glacier. And after like a mile or two, you just see part of the river steaming. We're like, that has to be it. That's sick. Boom, we hop in. Awesome, right? These 2 kids show up from Iceland. And they look at us. And they're like, hey, you care if we sit here with you? We're from Iceland. And Icelandic people talk like this. You know, they're like Icelandic, right?
Yeah.
They have a thick accent. And they're like, yeah, bro, come sit with us. It was awesome. We're chilling. It starts raining, right? It starts raining. And the kid looks at me. This is one of the coolest moments of my life. No joke. He looks at me. He goes, can you give me a ride back home? And I said, what? And he goes, yeah, can you give me a ride back home, please? And I'm like, bro, yeah. Like, that's fine.
Sure.
But what the fuck would you do if I wasn't here? Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're 2 miles up a river, a glacier river, and the nearest town was probably like 45 minutes or an hour away, right? Not to mention, it just started raining. Like, what the fuck would you do if I wasn't here?
Yeah.
And he looks at me, he goes, te raras, or I forget how he said it, but he like rolled the R's, like raras or something like that, and then theta or pekta, but it's spelled TH. There's an Icelandic like actual like symbol for it, but the TH is what you type in on the internet. Theta raras, something along those lines. And I say, what does that mean? And he goes, oh, you don't know what that means? It's the motto of Icelandic people. It's on our postcards, it's on our bumper stickers. It means whatever happens, it always works out. And when he said that, bro,
That's
me and Bryce,
Oh my God.
we took that to an unhealthy level.
Yeah,
We fucking, like, if a car literally blew up, we'd be like, oh, take that out of We'll figure it the fuck out.
Right.
I don't know. Like, it was
Wow.
fucking, yeah.
That is freaking awesome.
I want that tattooed on me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you should.
Yeah, that's literally you.
Put that on a shirt. We'll go tomorrow shirt.
Me and Lexi, I'm actually trying to get her more on Tetarada's side, right? We're in Costa Rica a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah, your place looks sweet.
that was cool. Yeah, that was really nice. And me and Lexi were there, and Costa Rica does not have great roads, and we're doing like a river cross on a dirt road, literally a river. And we had already crossed like 3 or 4 rivers at this point, so we were a little more numb to it, but still, it was kind of gnarly, right? And dude, I smoked the bank of this river with this rental car, and the whole bumper fell off. And she's like freaking out, and I'm like, oh, take it out. Pull it back into the rental company, and they didn't care.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So,
It worked out.
I was gonna say, that ended up
how
working
did you
out.
meet Lexi?
Skydiving.
Really?
Yeah, I totally forget if I DM'd her on Instagram or not, and we went skydiving together.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
Can you DM me on Instagram? and maybe
Whoa, let's
skydiving?
go! I'm telling you, then we can date.
Oh, dude, that's
Freaking
great.
awesome, dude. You're incredible.
I feel like your stories are never ending. How was swimming with the sharks?
That's a fun time. Well, first of all, you guys are like juicing me up. I appreciate the love, for real. Like you guys. Are
I mean, there's
cool
a
as
lot
fuck,
to
too.
be juiced up. No,
You guys are
appreciate
cool
that.
too.
But
Yeah, the sharks is really cool. That's actually something I'll get like a little bit more. What's the term? Not the political version of this, but like soft, like a little more snowflakey about, right?
Oh,
The
yeah.
shark stuff, right? I'm not saying I'm scared of them. I'm saying defending them. They have such a bad Hollywood view, right, of sharks, like Jaws. Hey, they're gonna kill you. They're killers. When there's a shark attack, think about the logic of this. There's a shark attack. People will go out and just shoot sharks. It's like that's not even the shark. Like, what if someone robbed the house and we just went and like
Right.
put other people in
Shot
jail?
people. Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
fucked up, right? So sharks are such an important part of the ecosystem, and through like doing this kind of stuff, it's really cool because I've learned so much about them and learned to appreciate them and whatnot. One of my good buddies is one of the lead videographers for Shark Week on Discovery Channel. His name's
Wow.
Tanner Underwater. If anybody wants to see some gnarly shark videos, Tanner Underwater. That's just how it sounds. Super cool on Instagram. He has this place called Florida Shark Diving in Florida, and I never had swam with sharks before. I said, I've nursed sharks, a few small reef sharks, one in Palau, which is like near Micronesia, and then I saw one time in Thailand. And it was a black tip, but they were small, right? They were like half the size of me lengthwise. And, you know, I'm like 6 foot, right? No, like 5'7", right? And I wanted to see like real sharks, you know? Hey, maybe there's a chance to see a bull shark, maybe a tiger shark, maybe a hammerhead, probably not a great white in the Caribbean. But I hit this place up, I go, and then I saw like, no joke, like 12 bull sharks my first time going. And it was fucking scary, right? So I just kept going back week after week after week. And now, you know, fortunately, he's one of my like really close friends. And I go down there all the time and hang out with him and the whole shark gang and see some cool shit.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, you guys should do that sometime. If you ever, you know, you can go to, you can go to Miami and go to Live and go to fucking King of Diamonds and really make it rain and whatnot. Or you can go swim with some sharks. That's a fun time.
Yeah.
It's a very fun time.
I'm going to Disney next week.
Are you?
Yeah.
Dude, I was just there.
Really?
So
Where haven't you been?
No, it's funny. It's so I didn't get fucked, but a pothole happened. Literally, a pothole happened in Florida. I had a camp near Tampa, and I rented a car at Orlando Airport to go to Tanner Underwater and go swim with sharks. I go from Tampa to Orlando with my homie. He drops me off the airport. I walk in. My fucking license expired. Right? I couldn't get to Jupiter, which is like 2 hours away. I'm not about to Uber. It's like $180.
Yeah.
And my flight's not for like 2 days. So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? Like, this sucks. My day is ruined. I just looked up, like, tickets to Universal, and I went alone. And I went to Universal. Like, oh, it was sick. I had like 6 churros. It was sick.
I don't think there's anyone out there that can say that they've been to Disney World
Alone, right? Yeah,
so
you know,
cool.
it was fun. Go.
Yeah.
And travel alone, you learn a lot about yourself. I've like kind of like came to that conclusion. I'm really hogging the mic, so I apologize.
No.
Let me ask you.
Let
I'm gonna put it on you guys real quick. Coolest place? I don't care if it's in the United States. I don't care if it's in Ohio. If you haven't done a lot of traveling outside of Ohio, coolest place you've ever been, and number one place you'd want to see one day.
That's on the spot.
So,
come on.
I'm going to say 2 summers ago, I went with my whole family to Bermuda.
Sick.
I loved it.
Sick.
Dude, it was so cool.
Very cool. I've never been there.
Yeah, for sure you got to get there.
Definitely.
Dude, it's awesome.
Caribbean water. Is that Atlantic? That's Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little north. That's right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Coolest place I've been. I mean, so I didn't do a lot of traveling until I started dating my girlfriend, and she's
Shout
a
out.
big traveler. Yeah, she does a ton of traveling for work and whatnot. So I mean, I would say
She out of college?
Yeah, well, she's in college. She's doing online classes. But she went and pursued a dance career, so she's actually living out in LA. She does like all kinds of crazy.
Good for
stuff.
her.
Yeah, she does. We'll have her on too. So we're getting that.
That's
one going
awesome.
soon. But yeah, so she took a totally different path. But
You're dating JoJo Siwa?
not exactly, but close second.
Oh, that's good.
No, yeah. So coolest place I've been to, I'd say it's Thai. I'll say Cancun was pretty sweet.
Oh, nice.
And then as weird as this sounds, it's in America, but Park City, Utah.
Utah, yeah.
Oh my God, I thought that place was awesome.
That's a base jumper's dream out there, and
Okay.
I've never gotten a chance to go to Utah and jump.
Okay.
But it's incredible.
We'll
I'd love to
we'll
go
make
there.
that happen because I'm
Definitely.
hoping I can live out there soon. So we'll.
Oh, I will crash on your couch. And
I was gonna say I'll make sure you get invited.
Shred Utah.
Thought that place was incredible.
Sick.
So
All right, what about where would you like to see one day? Let's go outside the country. Where would you like to see one day?
Outside of the country.
Yeah,
I mean, probably just Italy.
Italy's awesome.
Just because I'm Italian, I've always kind of. I mean, I
I
don't
hear
know
it.
much, but I just
I hear it.
Oh,
That's
I
why
know
you
if
don't.
that's
That's why you don't
compliment
shut
or
up, right?
insult. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say you probably.
No, I'm
picked up.
Italian too. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I picked up on it.
So I'm big into golf, right?
Uh-huh.
I want to go to Scotland and I want to play all those courses.
100%.
They just look so cool.
Well-
It's just the tradition of golf.
What about Pebble Beach?
I'd love to go there.
Yeah, definitely. Driving Highway 1 is just cool in general. That whole Pacific coast, it crosses Pebble Beach.
Uh-huh.
Very cool. I've driven by it,
Yeah.
never gotten to play. There's actually a great golf course. My dad, like I told you, he
Yeah.
speaks and all this stuff.
I'm sure he's played some.
He hasn't played, but he spoke at this beautiful place. Beautiful. It was actually used to be a PGA golf course, and they have a tournament called the 84 Lumbers called Emma Cullen
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, for sure.
Really nice golf
Yeah.
course. Really beautiful. Yeah, you should. It's only a few hours away.
Yeah.
Definitely play there one day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super
for
sick.
sure.
That's awesome, man. Scotland would be awesome to
Yeah,
see.
I'd love to go there.
Yeah,
Really?
there's like different types of traveling, you know, and I feel like when I for lack of a better term, preach this no tomorrow shit, right? It's not shit, dope. When I preach this no tomorrow shit, like, people are like, oh, you just want us to, like, not have a mature, responsible job and no safety, no security, and go do whatever. No, that's not what I want. It's not about being risky on trips and going and skydiving in Scotland. It's whatever makes you feel fucking there. You know what I mean? So I feel like the types of traveling there are is there's party travel, right? Which is, I feel like a lot of people in their 20s do, which I'm totally okay with. But if you're going to go somewhere out of the country, at least do something you can't do back at home.
Right.
Right? If you're going to go to Cancun, party your nuts off. I don't care. But go see a cenote one day.
Right.
One day.
Right.
You can party at home, right? You can go to Vegas, you can go to Miami, you can party in the United States. Do something, right? So there's a party travel, which is cool, fun, especially in the evening. Then there's like the cultural side, which is always fun. You know, you're gonna walk the streets of Paris, listen to music, try the food, stuff like that. That's cool. You know, then there's adventure travel where you're more in the rural parts of the country, you're mountain climbing, you're hiking, your stuff like that. You know, the extreme stuff, which is like, you know, if you're gonna paraglide or skydive or you know, do stuff along those lines. And I like to just kind of like have a healthy balance. I feel like of all of them. You know, that's fun.
That's sick. I mean, that's really well said too.
Yeah.
I do.
I feel like you're 29, right? As you said.
I forget it. It keeps changing every year.
That was good.
AM or PM?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have lived more life than a lot of people will ever live, and I think that's something that you should be really proud of.
Yeah.
I appreciate
That
that.
is
I
so
appreciate
cool.
that. There's always drawbacks to everything though too. You know what I mean? When I do a lot, especially in the summer months when I have a little bit more freedom, non-wrestling season. It comes to a screeching halt. You know what I mean? I'm only traveling for wrestling for December, January, February. You know, the colder months.
The cold months.
Right? And I don't know if I'm like dopamine level, if there's like an addiction to, you know, the adventure travel, right? Where I like get like, and I'm not actually depressed, so I'm not trying to like shit on real depression.
Yeah.
But I feel like fucking like, dude, I gotta go do something. I get like bummed out that you know what I mean? When I'm not doing something for a long time, I swear, this is probably me being like crazy. I think it's like a withdrawal. Like I swear to God,
addiction in a way.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's a good thing I never drank.
That's freaking that's awesome.
Yeah, your story is absolutely insane.
Appreciate it.
All of them. I mean, which one? That's the thing.
exactly. Yeah.
No, all right. So we play a little game around here. I don't know how
games.
in depth you checked it out. It's called Over Under. Basically, people send in stuff and we just
it's
debate.
a way for us to be interactive with people.
Let's do it.
They send in random topics. We debate. Is it overrated or is it underrated?
I love this.
Yeah, it's simple enough. You got to defend it though. We try to like spark some argument here, and then people will come back at us.
Oh,
with
let's
their
go.
thoughts,
Yeah.
So.
All right. So the first one, ankle socks. Overrated, underrated. What do you think?
We told you they're random. as
So
hell.
No. I'm really about this.
All right.
I can see his brain just turning. It's like he's gonna spew out like 45.
Overrated
different
or
things.
underrated? I feel like the obvious answer would be underrated because most people don't, but people hype ankle socks now with like the whole sneaker wave and this and that. Right? I feel like they're properly rated. I'm going properly.
I'm gonna agree with you because I feel like if you're, you know, middle school to like 10th grade, it's the high socks.
Totally.
You need the high socks.
Yeah, I'm 29. I got high socks.
Freaking stepbrother socks.
Right, yeah.
Then I feel like as you get older, you kind of graduate to the ankle socks.
Totally, yeah. I'm you know, it takes a lot of security of a man to show some ink. You gotta show a little ink out there. Let it fly. Let it hang. Lexi's a big male ankle sock kind of girl, and I don't wear ankle socks. And she's like, "Can you just do that?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna do me."
That's awesome. I mean, I'll say underrated.
Yeah.
Just for the sole purpose of, like you said, the
But
sneaker
we're
wave.
all pro ankle sock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's
that's important.
It's always tough to.
I don't know if I can be friends with you guys if you were, you know.
We're only high sock kind of
It's
guy.
like we're pro-choice sock. If you guys are not pro-choice sock, I would be very upset.
That's funny.
That's good.
All right.
Next one, Jaret.
Number 2, we have sun chips.
Not a fan.
Doesn't like them.
Yeah,
That's
not
how
a
I
fan.
am, too.
Yeah. I think they're.
Do people hype them? Is that like they gas them up?
I feel like some people
Some people really
like sun chips.
Whoever sent that in is probably eating a bag of sun chips. Like, you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Pissed off right now.
That's so good. But yeah, they're okay. They're not my first chip choice. You know what I mean? Like if you're picking a chip, I'm not.
They're better than the
Cool Ranch
traditional
Doritos.
Cheetos.
Right.
Yeah, see
I got
that.
Cool Ranch off
right,
rip.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Shout out. Not
I-
even a paid ad. Go get yourself a
Blue Doritos.
Go get yourself
right
a Blue Doritos right now.
No, I
Code
agree.
red.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're overrated.
Overrated.
I will add though, just on this, like the normal Cheetos, I think are so fucking gross. Like the original Cheetos.
Yeah, it gotta be flaming
Not
hot.
cheese
Yeah,
puff.
gotta
Yeah,
be
not
flaming
cheese
hot.
puff. I'm talking like the flaming hot
Oh,
ones
you're a
that aren't
pussy if you
flaming
don't
hot.
get flaming
Yeah.
I
what?
agree. I agree. All right, next one. Hotel beds.
Oh, dude, underrated. I can live in hotels. No, I'm about
I mean, you
this.
basically do.
No, listen, I mostly sleep like, you know,
Couches.
On
literally,
rocks, on rocks
no,
and
I
fucking mountains.
I like sleeping in my car when I'm traveling sometimes because I'll be with somebody and we'll want to make the most of the day so much. We don't want to pull over. We don't want, so we'll just like flip flop driving a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I'll end up sleeping in cars a lot.
Right.
But God, it makes me sound so homeless. I'm not homeless, right? I
He's actually got to
promise.
shut the gun.
Yeah, I'm like totally a mature adult, right? No, but dude, when I'm traveling, I mostly sleep in hotel rooms when I'm wrestling, and I don't know if it's the nostalgia of sleeping there and how much fun I have
It's
on
a
wrestling
happy
trips.
place.
Yeah, it's like you know, like almost like. Sometimes you don't love the song when you listen to a throwback song from like 5 years ago.
Right.
You love who you were in that time. Hey, I was with my homies. We were in the car. We were vibing. We were going to this party in high school, whatever, right?
Right.
So like, I don't love the song. I love who I was when that song was big, and that brings me a lot of happiness. That's how hotel rooms are with me, right? Same with airport food and mall food. I don't know why, but anytime I'm cutting weight, I'm traveling through an airport. And Annie Ann's is just like staring. It's staring at me. So after I make weight and I'm on the way home from the tournament,
You're like, give me 4 props.
oh, dude, I'm fucking some Annie Ann's up, right? So we just went off topic, but long story short, airport food's underrated. No, hotel beds underrated. I love them.
Yeah. I kind of, I agree with you because I don't travel a ton. But anytime I'm in a hotel bed, I'm traveling. So I love it.
Right.
I love it.
You're doing something cool.
Yeah, you're doing something that you don't do day to day.
Okay,
Well, at
so
least.
what you just said though is that's one of my rules actually. I stole this from Bryce, who is going to come on this podcast when he makes the UFC,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We're gonna
So-
say it doesn't even need to make the US. Let's get
Let's
it
get
on.
him, right? He'll tell you the running the bull story.
Okay.
I'll save that for
Yeah,
him.
I was
Cool,
gonna say we'll save that one for him.
So something that me and him actually talk about a lot is who someone is when they travel versus who they are back home. If you're at a hotel, you know, you're in Cancun or you're in Disney World or you're at a resort. Maybe you guys ever been on a cruise. This happens a lot on cruises. If you're in the elevator, how much more likely are you to just look at the stranger and say, "Yo, bro, where you from?"
Yeah.
So much more likely. If you're at your own office or your own dorm or like something along those lines and you're home and you just got out of class, you just got out of work, you are not asking the stranger in the elevator questions. It's awkward, it's silent. There's people who live in the same building that ride the elevator frequently together that have never spoken. People are so much more willing for things to go wrong on trips. Like, oh, fucking, this happened. Oh, we missed that. Oh, we missed that flight. Our layover, this and that. And they're more go with the flow. They're more open to talking to people. They're just better vibes on a trip than they are back at home. And a lot of things about myself on a trip, I want to steal and bring back home. You know what I mean? I want to talk to random people in the elevator, you know, at my apartment complex and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
Yeah, just to, like go off what you said to add another place. I'm a big Uber or Lyft when like I'm
Yeah.
a driver. First thing I
Oh, you chop it up.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
chop it up.
I mean, that could be the only 10 minutes I get with that guy. Why would I not want to
Right,
try
why
to learn
would
his life
you?
story? Yeah,
You know
what
how
if he's
many
got
people-
a life-changing story or something?
You know how many people probably don't talk to him too?
Exactly.
Right,
They're
exactly.
probably craving for some talk.
All the other guys that get into the car with me when we're at
100%.
school, they're always like, well, like, you know, you could tell, like, Matt, my girlfriend's the same way, and she's like, yeah, my dad's the same way. He always talks to these people. It's like, well, yeah, like, I'm probably
never
never
have a
gonna
story there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
never
yeah.
gonna see this guy again. What
Is
is
your girlfriend Italian?
She's not.
You said she talks a lot. I was just kidding.
No, she doesn't. Her dad's
Ah,
Italian.
there you go.
And-
So they fit well.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we could. You put us in a room. You
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
fourth
yeah.
mic. We'd be here all night.
Oh.
I'll tell you that with us four.
All right, so I'm gonna go underrated for hotel beds.
Yeah, I'm gonna just. I think you guys nailed everything. I don't even
Cool,
need to say anything. And then the final one, we have continental breakfast.
I like the waffles when you can make the waffle
The
machine.
waffle is
Yeah.
the
Waffle
Yeah.
machine's good, and again, this is back to like cutting weight stuff. I, would have to weigh in like an hour or two to wake up at the Motel 6, and I'd run downstairs and I would just stuff my bag with apple juices and
Right.
fruit and whatnot. So those first 20 minutes after a weigh-in, nothing tastes better than what I stole from the hotel. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely going underrated.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go underrated. I'm excited for the breakfast.
I'm gonna say overrated. Not a breakfast guy.
Not a
That's-
breakfast guy?
I don't
That's
eat till like 2
Really?
usually. Yeah, I hold off, man. It upsets my stomach. I don't know what it is. I just don't eat in the morning.
I'm not a, okay, how about this? Overrated or underrated eating times? Like, I can eat at 2 a.m. I don't give
Oh
a
no,
fuck.
I don't. Yeah, I don't believe. I
don't believe in like times like that.
Even
Like,
when I'm
I'll
hungry.
eat whenever.
I eat when I'm hungry. Yeah,
That's what I
agree.
am.
Right.
Totally, 100%.
Yeah.
One of the big things I was telling him, because I was helping him like learn a little bit about dieting. Not that I know
Yeah.
a lot, but I've just learned some stuff from some people that do know. One of the biggest things I was like, yeah, I don't believe in the whole don't eat after 8 o'clock. No carbs after 8. It's like,
Right.
well, no, like your metabolism's good enough as long as you eat the proper amount of
Right.
calories and stuff, you'll be fine. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everybody's schedule's different. Like, some people work at night. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Some
Exactly.
people, some
Yeah.
people, like, I know, like Nate, for example, Nate Diaz trains at like 11 p.m. What's he not going to do? Eat at 8?
one of the
Right.
best in the
You know
world.
what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
That dude is fucking. He's
Insane.
he's a vegan.
Yeah.
He's on time. Like,
Huh.
I'm not like
Wow.
pro or anti-vegan. Right? Like, I don't really know enough about it. Yeah, I don't know enough about it. But to be vegan, you do have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, without a
There
doubt.
are things about it that are, so if you're, all right, overrated or underrated being vegan.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it either.
Perfectly rated.
Just say
We don't
right
want to piss
on.
anybody off.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a vegan CrossFit Android user that's pissed the fuck off right now. You kidding me?
Dude, that was phenomenal.
Oh, that's
All right,
unbelievable.
so to wrap it up.
Wait, whoa, we ain't wrapping it up just yet. 'Cause I got one more question.
All right,
go
let's
for
hear
it.
it.
What is no tomorrow for you guys? What makes you feel super present? I'm not worried about what the hell else is going on. I'm not checking my phone.
I
I
can
am
easily
totally in the
answer this.
moment.
Yeah, I can easily answer this. When I talk in front of people, podcasting, anything.
You're
I mean,
a presenter.
I just like I said, that's what I want to do for a living. I said that if, like one of our first episodes, it like kind of hit me. I was
Mhm.
like, I love talking in front of crowds. I mean, it was what I did in high school. It's what I do. I try to do now, obviously with the podcast and everything. I love talking in front of people. I don't care
Sick.
what it's about. I don't care what we're talking about. But I would love, like, I just have a dream of like being in an auditorium or being in a stadium and just having a bunch of ears like wanting to listen to me. I just think that's the coolest adrenaline rush that anyone will ever
100%.
have.
Love it, man. That's awesome. What about you?
Honestly, I'll have to get back to you. I struggle with this all the time, and I tell Jaret this all the time. I know that I have a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what it is. I don't know my passion.
That's fine.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I struggle with it all the time. I think about it all the time. I'm like, why am I here? What am I doing here? I know I'm here for a reason, but I don't know what it is yet.
And there's going to be a lot of potholes that happen that will
Yeah.
get you to find that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I hate circling back, so I apologize, but that pothole thing I think is so
No, it is.
true to this, right?
Yeah.
So I have this other little like thing with that pothole, just to piggyback off of it. A lot of things have to go wrong for something to go perfect, right? That's kind of like girl in New York City wakes up late for her first day at work. Boom, first thing went wrong. She runs downstairs and she walks outside, snaps her heel because she's so panicked. Boom, second thing goes wrong. She's sprinting down the street to wave a taxi down and it puddle fucks her. Just boom, splashes her. Third thing goes wrong, right? So she's pissed off and she sits down at this bench to dry off, fix her heel real quick. She sits in gum. Boom. Fourth thing goes wrong. She's pissed the fuck off, walks over. I'm just kind of like just spitballing, right?
Yeah.
She takes the gum off of her little, her little dress or blouse, or pants, whatever she's wearing, and she goes to throw it out. And at that exact moment, some guy's walking by, happens to be throwing out his morning coffee. They strike up a conversation. What if that's the love of her life one day, right? How many things had to go wrong for that
one
meeting
thing.
to happen,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, I feel like if you don't know yet, who the fuck cares?
Right.
And don't force it, right? Like, I'm not a very political person, but like Barack Obama ends his career in his 50s or 60s. Donald Trump doesn't start his career until his 70s. Everybody's on a different timeline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's on their different timeline, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like everlasting. You know what the arrival fallacy is? The arrival fallacy is if I make $1 million, I'll have everlasting happiness. If I win states, I'll have everlasting happiness. If I All-American, I'll be a better person. And a lot of people put so much emphasis and value on the outcome that when they get there, they go, This is what being a state champ is like. This is it. This is
Right.
now I'm a millionaire. This is it. Now I want more. I want more. I want more. And that happens, right? But when you put your value on choices, hey, I'm going to go to bed on time. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do this. Even if I don't win states, the journey's worth it because I became that person. You know what I mean? Whether the outcome comes true or not, I am that. So I almost don't think it's about doing things that make you happy. I think it's about chosen suffering and chosen struggling towards something that gives you purpose. And if you don't know what it is yet, fuck it. Just keep throwing darts at the wall until you find something.
Yeah,
That's
for
awesome,
sure.
man. I do expect you to hit me up one time and message me
Yeah.
though and tell me.
Yeah, for sure.
For real.
I definitely want to stay in contact with you.
Yeah, but
For
let's
sure.
like you're gonna find someone one day that sets your soul on fire, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, Johnny, just so you know, I'm a lion tamer now." And I'm gonna be like, "That's sick."
Yeah.
That's awesome. We were recently struck with the question of what does financial independence mean to us? So that led us to question if it meant being able to retire when we are ready. Does it mean not relying on our paychecks? Or does it simply mean when we go out to dinner, we don't care what it costs?
Luckily, through this podcast, we found a possible way to achieve our own financial independence. If you want to come up with a plan to create financial independence, retire, send your kids to college, or create generational wealth, you should give Howard Gross at Gross Investments a call today.
Gross Investments works with clients to help them create financial independence for themselves no matter what stage of the game they are in. Gross Investments is not your status quo advisory firm, and they do things differently with the strategies that they are able to implement for their clients.
They do not push their own philosophies of investing. Rather, they arm you with the knowledge and resources that they need in order to make your own decisions to feel confident as it pertains to your own finances. Call an advisor at Gross Investments today at 216-644-6957. Gross Investments, growing together.
Gross Investments is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and or tax professional before implementing any strategies discussed hereon. Past performance is not expressive of future performance. So, Cam's hypothetical, right?
Yeah,
Right.
you've been to Cam McClellan's house. Big ass pool, you jumped off their roof.
Did I?
Yes.
He's like, which fucking roof
you
is
were
that?
You were there with Lexi. Really nice pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Super nice. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, you jumped off the pool.
Nobody was there. I didn't meet
Right.
the family. That's why I'm sorry. I didn't know the name.
Right, yes, of course. But yeah, really good family.
Okay.
But so he comes up with a hypothetical for us each week.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, we have a
Holy
good,
shit.
It's a good little thing.
How'd you know I jumped off the roof?
I saw it on Lexi's
That's
story or
hysterical.
something like that. Yeah.
Well, we just assumed. We actually didn't know he jumped off. We just
Like
figured
what
it. Yeah,
Johnny did.
yeah. We were just sitting in the back of the pool. And we're like, if he's been here, he definitely went off
Yeah,
that.
for
That's
sure.
awesome.
Alright, so here it is. Hit every red light for the rest of your life, or max out 10 below the speed limit at all times.
Ooh, I like that question. Probably red light.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can get some texting done.
See, I'm gonna agree with you because red lights only affect you if you are in the city
Yeah.
or something like that. So
Hey, you're on the
I,
road.
I wouldn't
Boom.
want to be on the
Open up.
highway going 10 under.
No,
all the
that's a
time,
good
You know what I
point.
mean? Like you can make up the time.
Still going forward though.
Red lights affect you only one place. 10 under affects you everywhere.
Exactly.
Good point.
Exactly.
Solid point.
That-
Hypotheticals are good. That's a
yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
I got a few I can throw at you. Well, answer yours first.
I
Sorry.
don't know what I would choose. I was really leaning towards the 10 below. Because in my eyes, your argument is, well, no, you didn't change my answer.
Now he's an anarchist.
No, I'm going to take the counter argument here. So my thought is, I see what you're saying. The red lights,
Yeah.
not it's all over the place. It's not everywhere. But the speed limit, I mean, odds are the speed limit's going to be 65, 55. That's not, I mean, it's slow. Don't get me wrong. I don't like driving that slow.
Yeah, but
Well,
just
but I
imagine-
go 10 over, so it's 20.
Exactly.
You're right.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
That's how I am.
Yeah.
So 20 miles per hour. You're right. But in reality, like, I feel like those red lights, man. Imagine going to get Chipotle or something down the street and you get hit by fucking all 8 of the red lights. Going
Okay,
on.
but here's
How
what-
long am I getting hit? Are they
Maybe
just
it's
quick
saving
stop?
you from an accident. You might be.
Yeah, maybe there's a possible.
So here's
I don't know, man.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going down like I don't know, like a busy road, like 303, for example. You literally have to go 25. Like you're getting honked at all the time.
And I'm still gonna hit some red lights.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I
That's a
guess
good
that's
point.
the argument. That's a good
That's it.
argument. I'm gonna
All right,
still
Cam,
probably hit red
Cam,
lights.
I hope you like what we came up with. All right, here's one for you guys. Here's a hypothetical one. and you can't leave with this one. All right, unless you leave with the last one, you can't leave with this one. All right, you can go to one event in human history. It could be literally, I don't know if you guys are religious, it could be like the birth of Christ, his resurrection.
Right.
It could be a Super Bowl, miracle on ice. It could be, your own parents' wedding. It could be your own conception if you're a weirdo. It could be it could be anything you want. You can go see if we really landed on the moon.
Right.
Anything. It could be when Moses parted the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Any event in human history, and you get to go spectate. Woodstock, right? What do you want to go see one day? One day. What do you want to go back and see as a spectator?
And it's nothing in the future, something that's already happened, correct?
Yeah, let's go past.
Okay. And I by myself, it's just me?
Yeah, just you.
Okay. I didn't know if we were going to add in like an additional, you could bring someone too.
You and Shorty, you and Madeline. During
During
the pee break, he was tuning me in. I'm tuned in now. I heard she's a little famous, she's a little dancer.
She does all right.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
All
Good
right.
for you.
What about
5 years?
5 years.
Put a ring on it. What are you doing? You 22 now?
He's a cheap
22.
ass.
You're Evan Smith? You're Evan Smith and you got a ring on you?
Oh, that's
I hope
funny.
she hears this.
They say,
She's
what
like,
is it?
hell
What is
yeah.
the saying with the ring? How much salary? 2 months?
No, 3.
3 months salary? Well, I gotta have a salary to worry about that, so.
Or you just don't get, hey, I don't have 3 months salary. Sorry about it.
Here's your ring pop.
Here's what I got.
Here's a ring pop, yeah. Exactly.
All right.
Oh,
Event,
go back.
anytime, any point in time. I didn't get much time to think there.
No.
My mind was
Oh,
elsewhere.
man.
Man, I will say I do appreciate you coming on, like, kind of thinking of stuff. right
Yeah.
there. Like, I mean, this is good.
Yeah.
It's what we look for.
I've never had someon throw it back at us.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll throw it back at you again.
I'm getting that from you.
I don't think you understand what I meant by throwing back.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm trying to think.
I mean, there's so many events. I mean, one that comes to mind, I don't know if I'd pick this, like, because it's just one of the top things on my mind would be the Cavs championship. But, you know.
Oh, yeah, but you were there.
But yeah, so like
You were ish,
yeah, I was
ish.
gonna say and the
Environment-wise.
thing that made that so good. He was over. I was with my dad.
It's the
I mean,
best.
it was just like I don't know if I would actually take myself out of that environment I was in
Right.
just to be at the game. I don't think I would do
Old
that by
men
myself.
were crying.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
An event. I mean, there's tough. What would you? Do you have one in mind?
I'm not a hockey fan, but Miracle on Ice would be pretty cool to see.
Okay.
You know, when the Russians lost to the United States,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. I always thought it'd be cool to go to like a Great Gatsby era type party. So
Yeah.
maybe something back then. I love ancient stuff. Ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, ancient Greece. So maybe seeing gladiators would be a cool event. I don't know if there's like a specific event that I
Right.
can think of,
Mhm.
but that'd be kind of cool to see. I don't know.
So I am religious. I would love to see Noah's Ark.
Come on, yeah,
Like,
that'd be cool,
to even fathom
Yeah.
the idea of bringing all the animals
right?
onto
There
one
you go.
big
no,
fucking boat.
That is cool. That is great.
Like, I would love to see that.
All right, what about this? If it can be, you can add a fictional event in. So it could be like Bagger Vance, right? If you're a golfer, I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Right? You can go not even fictional. Let's say you can live inside a movie universe.
I already got my answer.
Let's hear it.
Don't say it.
Harry Potter.
No. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's
How
it.
the
Oh,
fuck
that
would
is
you?
so
That's
I
solid.
can't believe that that's not a thing yet. How has no one opened up a chocolate factory like that that's got a bunch of edible stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like
Dude,
it's.
that was really
That's a
good.
good.
I've
one.
always told my, like I've literally have like
That's a
I've-
good answer. I've
Yeah.
asked that question to some people before and they never answered.
Yeah, no, like I've always said that too. Like I just wish that was an actual
Yeah.
place. Can't believe it's not. Like I think the idea of it's great. Golden tickets, everyone's
Come on.
trying to get in. Come
Yeah.
on, like
Yeah.
it wouldn't work now because phones and everything. But
Yeah.
I think I would live on Avatar.
okay,
Yeah.
That'd be cool to go to Pandora. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What about you?
I'm thinking Polar Express.
That's cool.
that's
Yeah.
dope.
Like,
That's really good. Or
actual
like the
Polar
Santa
Express.
Claus.
Yeah.
I mean, any of those movies would
Yeah.
be terrific.
That'd be fun.
For sure.
Then you get like the little like magic and
Yeah.
feeling and
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Just
That's a
Slide
good
on
one.
the ice when you're
Some,
the
co-
train.
some
The
hot,
hot
chocolate.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. I like that.
Dude, those are both really good.
Oh, listen, hey, you want a couple more? I got some good ones.
If you have them, I
Yeah,
would
go
love to
ahead.
hear them.
You
People
can
are gonna
hang
love it.
with one. So we'll flip that question. You can hang with one person from a movie. So it wouldn't be Robert Downey Jr. It would be Tony Stark. He
Gotcha,
comes to life.
gotcha.
It wouldn't be Daniel Radcliffe. It'd be Harry Potter. If you can pull one character from a book or movie
Yeah.
out and hang with them for a day, who do you want to hang with?
Playing around in golf with Happy Gilmore.
That'd be cool.
Watching
Yeah.
that
Wow,
motherfucker
that's a
hit ball.
great
Yeah.
fucking answer.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Watching that dude hit a ball.
That's a good answer. I'm thinking Vinny Chase for me.
Okay.
Entourage. Yeah, have you ever seen Entourage?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I've heard good things though. I
It
really
changed
have.
my
I
life.
have. So this is a good one for you too with movies. I don't know how many movies you watch.
Big movie person.
All right, so this is good. My girlfriend's dad drew up a scenario. This is actually he did it with his. I think it was his brother was doing it. Whatever, their family. Anyways, he challenged me. He said, make a list. You're stranded on an island. You get to bring 20 movies with you.
Oh, sick.
20 movies. Which 20 are you bringing? So now I have a list of 20 movies, but the list is always changing.
Yeah,
Then
of
you
course.
see a movie, or then you're like, oh, I forgot about this movie. So Happy Gilmore is my number one. That's
Is
why I
it?
thought of that. So, but like I have other movies.
I love comedies. I don't know if they'd be on my all-time list, though.
Yeah.
Just because I just love critically thinking,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like Inception, Shutter Island type movies.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I'm on that wave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear your character.
All right. I want to be in the movie The Hangover, the first one.
Ah,
Dude,
that's a
how
good one.
fucking
That's a
fun
good
that
one.
is a good
That's a
one.
good
Like, you
one.
just wake up and you're like, what the fuck?
Where's Doug?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
You gotta
Yeah.
put the puzzle
Yeah.
together.
I like
Oh,
it.
the
Okay, I
tiger.
just want to meet Mr. Chow.
So would you pull him out of the movie and hang with him?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Double down on Hangover. I like it.
Yeah.
That's
like it.
awesome.
Yeah.
No,
All
that's
right.
good.
You got one. You got one item in your burning house. All the living things, dogs, cats, and people are safe.
Cool.
You got clothes on. Let's say you already have your phone, because I don't want you to say your phone. You can grab one thing. What would you grab? Is there anything nostalgic or memorable from your grandpa? A letter from your dad? What would you? A blanket when you were a kid? What would you grab and bring if you could save one thing? Everything else is going to shit.
I haven't been given too much nostalgic like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So I don't have like anything I'd be like.
No
oh,
picture
I need
though?
this. I
You know
do.
what I
So I'm in between. I have one picture with me and my parents, literally of like when I was the day I was born. It's
Oh,
like
cool.
So I have that.
And you don't
It's
have
in
it digitally, obviously.
No, I
Right.
have like it's in the Winnie the Pooh
Yeah.
frame upstairs in my room. I
Gotta
know
grab
exactly
that.
where it's at. So I was in between that, or I said earlier I'm a sneaker guy. I'm
Oh.
big into shoes. Madeline got me a pair of Ultra Boost, all white, triple white Ultra Boost, and like that was the shoe that kind of got me into shoes.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I would say either that or the problem.
Yeah.
I would probably go with the picture frame. I mean, all love to Madeline and the shoes, but I mean the picture frame should not be replaced. You go buy another pair of shoes, but you
That's
know,
a good point.
So that, but yeah, probably the picture
That's a good
frame.
Golf set?
But
I'm thinking my Bible.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
that's
Very
fair.
cool. I like you guys are have a good dynamic going. You know what I mean? Like you do a good job of blending and
Yeah.
conflicting.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's good. That's good. All right, let me think. I had
Appreciate
one of those questions that I always threw at people when I wanted to know. So I there's this not quote, sorry, term. Obviously, small talk. I call it Thanksgiving talk, where your grandparents are like,
Right.
who you dating? How is she? What are you majoring in? Like it just happens at the Thanksgiving
For
dinner.
sure.
I'm on autopilot when people ask me stuff like that. Like, oh, yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
Yep, majoring in this. Like, I don't care, right? So small talk, the opposite of that would be big talk, right? So this is big talk to me. It's like real, fucking serious questions that make you think.
Yeah.
And there's this great video of a girl on YouTube, and she goes around Chicago, I think. I think she went to Northwestern, and she just sits there with a camera and says, "Hi, nice to meet you. I'm, Preston. What do you want to do before you die?" And people are like, "Holy fuck!" Right? They start crying, and it's just big talk, right?
Right.
So that's why I like these kind of questions, because it's real stuff. You know what I mean? It's real stuff.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that's cool to me. So you guys do a really good job of that. But
Appreciate
all right,
that.
I think I got 2 more big talk questions I can get you.
All right.
All right,
Let's hear 'em.
You get hit in the head, and for the rest of your life, you have the same song playing over and over. Now, wait, hold on. Before you say your favorite song, listen to this.
Like, really?
It's not too loud where you can't hear everyday stuff. You're gonna hear everyday stuff, but it's just loud enough where it's always there. Number 1. Number 2, I love rap, right? But if I only am hearing all day long,
Right.
shoot this, pop that, drink this, smoke this, it probably wouldn't be very healthy for
Right,
me, right?
right,
So
right.
what's something that you could either be on a roller coaster or be doing yoga, and it kind of translates to both? You know what I mean? That's kind of where I am with it. You know?
It's got to be like an instrumental.
It has to be.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like
say,
an Avicii.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Something like that.
It's
Yeah,
got to be
something
something with
like that.
instruments. No lyrics or anything like that.
Yeah.
Something that you can kind of do a lot to.
Man.
There's not a song that you can just listen to over and over and over again that
I
you'd be
mean-
okay with?
I
There are some, but like I don't know if I want to do that to myself.
Right, you'd hate it.
Right, that's what I'm
I was
saying.
gonna say because then my favorite song would turn into my least favorite song,
Right.
just like that.
Damn.
You ever heard "Feeling Good" by Avicii?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I think I would do that because that's like it's slow, it's a woman's beautiful voice, and then it's like I could be wrestling or fighting, right, or bass jumping, or trying to go to bed, and it's
Yeah.
a
Right.
pretty good beat. You know what I mean? It's like
That's
kind of
fair.
blends well.
I'm thinking congratulations, Post Malone.
That'd be
Just 'cause, like,
nice.
that's so like
No, that's a good
it's
one.
So
That is a good one.
positive.
It
like,
is. You
reinforcement
need positive.
in your head
You
all
need
the time.
positive.
Like you're congratulating yourself for something because
Right.
there's always something that you're doing right.
Yeah.
You know.
I 100% agree.
I'll have to think about that.
His
one.
would be Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Yeah.
Not quite. No, I like I said,
Yeah.
I'd have to think about that one.
Yeah.
Because now I'm gonna be listening to, but like I feel like every song I've listened to, it's like it's awesome, it's awesome, it's awesome. You're playing it, you're playing it, you're playing it.
You
and then-
overdo it.
And there's one day where you're like,
I'm
I
good.
can't fucking
Yeah.
stand that song.
Totally.
anymore.
Or have you ever noticed where like you'll listen to a song for forever and then it's like when did I stop listening to it? Like I
Yeah.
haven't heard the song in forever.
Yeah.
So
I
it's like,
almost
I still
forget.
like it.
I
It's like, I
forget
like
that
it, but
I
when did
forget that I
stop?
liked it.
Yeah. When did I stop?
That's the best when like you re-like it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
you know when you go away from it for a little bit. All right. What about this? You're stuck on an island, and you get to have one last. Right, you're gonna be stuck there for 4 or 5 years. Let's pretend, right? Deserted island. You reach in your bag. You have one last, not unlimited supply, one last bag or piece or one last item of junk food. What junk food would you pick? The rest of the time you're there, you're eating coconuts and fish, right? Well, what's the one last donut or bag of Doritos or what's shout out to the Doritos because you said it again. One
He's
last.
getting paid for this.
I am.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we don't know
Sounds
something
like Dorito.
that nice, crisp, crunchy blue bag.
That's good. One last junk food.
One last junk food. I mean,
I fucking love junk food.
Me too.
Like,
oh my god.
I don't know if I go sweet or salty.
Right?
Oh,
Like, that's the hardest part about this. I gotta figure that out, and then I'll be able to get it.
you forgot one. Gummy. You forgot
Gummy.
about the gummy
I'm
side.
not a gummy guy.
Oh, I'm for
Oh,
roll.
he is.
Fruit, fruit
He
roll-ups till I die. No
that's
joke.
his
I'm
kind
a big
of.
like sweet tart, like
Yeah.
I'm that side of it.
Laffy
but-
Taffy.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Give me
I'm
something.
thinking
One last. So it's like one piece.
I go through
No,
so
no. Let's say if it's like if it's a
bag.
yeah, it could be a bag of, or a one of those rolls of Oreos, right? It
Yeah.
wouldn't be just one
Yeah,
Oreo;
right.
it'd be a whole container,
okay.
right?
I go
One
through
last
so
one.
many phases of what I like though.
Right.
You know, and so
But you don't have unlimited. You're not going to eat it for the
Right,
next 5
right.
years. It's your last time having back home food until you're saved.
Homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cookies is always a good
Yeah,
one.
like
Yeah.
fresh out the oven.
It's
Are
all
they
time
warm?
soft. Yeah,
I was gonna
it's
say that-
exactly
yeah.
how you want it.
Okay, then yeah, I'm
It's
pulling a warm
exactly how
plate
you
of
want it.
cookies that smell everything
Yeah.
about it. It'll just put the smile on my face.
this is so random. I don't know why I'm thinking about it right now, but pumpkin roll. Thanksgiving
pumpkin roll.
Really?
Cookies.
I don't know if I like you anymore.
What's yours? What's yours?
For roll-ups.
For roll-ups, so
You
you're
don't
pulling
really
it
like
back.
them that much.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
on.
that's great.
Okay.
But a close second is the crisp, crunchy blue bag
Of Doritos.
of ranch,
Let me double down on that real quick.
family size.
Oh,
All right, I'm
dude.
gonna get a little personal.
All right.
Okay.
A little personal. You could relive one day of your life that's already happened. Exactly the same way. You don't get to change it. It's not a regretful thing. You just get to appreciate it again for a second time. What? Not even moment. What moment are you gonna go back to?
Can I do day? I was
Yeah,
already
day.
told
Yeah,
on
go ahead.
day.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My 21st birthday.
Oh,
And the only
nice.
reason I say that, the night before, actually, my buddy got a hole in one.
Oh,
So we did a lot of
sick.
our drinking that night. Okay, so the
That counts.
the day,
That
yeah.
counts.
But I'm gonna say the next day. I mean, I just like the group of people that like went out of their way to obviously like make that day great for me. I was one of the first people to turn 21 in our like little friend
Yeah.
group. I mean,
They're special.
yeah, exactly. Played golf. I mean, everything about that day was like the people that cared, showed that they
Were there.
cared. I mean, it was just an unbelievable day. And I just do remember like laying in bed that night, like, wow, like
I'm
that was,
thankful.
yeah, like that was just unbelievable.
Right.
Like the way, that, like, wouldn't have changed the thing. Like
That's it. Wouldn't have changed a thing.
Exactly.
That's exactly
That's
it.
why.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yes, I like that.
So, I don't want to say too much because it's in one of our other episodes. So I
Mhm.
want people to go back and listen.
Listen to that, everybody. You gotta have to go back. This is clickbait. This is market ship, or how do you say it? Marketing right here.
So I'll tell you after, but there was a moment that I was driving down the highway and there was someone standing on a bridge.
Oh, no way.
And
You did not.
I think I might have contributed to help saving life. I don't know. I'll tell you more after.
Okay, bro, I have goosebumps.
But
It might have been me on the bridge, though. You made me not jump for my parachute. You ruined my
Right.
day.
You're right.
You ruined my
Right,
day.
exactly.
That's fucked
You know,
up. Okay.
you know what?
Right.
He's not going to tell you after.
Right.
He's going to make you go back and re-listen.
That's smart. I like that.
yeah, that's one more viewer.
Good. No, that's awesome,
Yeah.
man. Good for
So
you.
How
I'll
about
tell
you?
you that after.
Me, so there's one bridge that's legal in Idaho, and it's the only legal bridge in the country you're allowed to base jump off of. It's called the Prime Bridge. It's 486 feet, 4 seconds till impact, 2 seconds till you probably pull your chute. Great little, fun little time. The first time I ever went there, it's funny because remember I said kind of being result based can be toxic a little bit, outcome based, and you want to it sounds so cliche, but there's truth to cliches to appreciate the journey and process and whatnot. The people I was with, and it wasn't even just the jumping, just the whole atmosphere of the day was so fucking awesome. So that's on an all-time list for me. I go back and forth between that. Obviously, wanting to see my mom again one time would be great, but specifying a perfect
Right.
day with it, it's hard to narrow down. Winning states, winning nationals, both those days were great. I really liked that day traveling though, and there was one other day. I don't throw a lot because I have to pick one, but there's this country called Palau. Have you guys ever heard of Palau?
I've heard of it.
I was going to say I've heard.
So
Heard
it's
the name.
near Fiji, and we traveled all the way there, me and my friend DeCarlo, and it was literally petarradas, whatever, however you say it, all day long. Everything was just fucking awesome. I don't know why, everything worked out. And I remember we were silent on the way home after this boating day of snorkeling and free diving, and I'm thinking it in my head, that was a magical day. And I was literally saying the word magical in my head, and he goes, bro, that was magical. And it was like that. There's this place that is totally it's a saltwater lake in the rocks. So the
Okay.
water level was high,
Yeah.
20,000 years ago. Over time, ice age this and climate this, whatever. I don't know how it works, right?
Yeah.
It sank and it trapped the salt water in that little lake. So there's no inlet, right? 20,000 years go by. There's 10 million jellyfish that were caught in that lake. They couldn't get out, right? Because the water level went down. They had no way to leave, and then their ecosystem flourished. There's no predators in that lake. So because there's no predators, they lost their sting, de-evolutioned over time. There's no reason to have a sting. There's no predators. There's no turtles. There's no whatever eats jellyfish. They didn't need a sting anymore. So after generation and generation, they lost their sting, and you can jump in and swim with the jellyfish. Bro, it's literally magical. I think this is my pick. That's my pick.
I was going to say,
I'm gonna go back to that.
I was going to say, it seems like you've...
I'm going to go back to that. That's the day I want to relive. It's at first, you're like, oh,
You're like,
fuck.
oh,
Right.
yeah.
But it's like little heartbeats, just boop, boop, boop. And you can't go it's like a beehive. Imagine being the size of a bee and being in a beehive. That's what it's like being in that lake. It's fucking sick.
That's awesome.
It's unreal.
Wow.
Dude,
That'd be my day.
You need to write a fucking book.
Yeah, you seriously.
No, I'm being
so
serious.
serious.
Maybe
I
not at
appreciate
this
it.
point
I
in my
appreciate
life,
it.
but
wait till you're 50, write a book.
If I make it. I hope I do.
But you're 11.
I hope I make it.
I mean, at the age of 50, you're still gonna be jumping off a fucking higher building. You're
Hopefully.
gonna be like, yeah,
Hopefully.
what can we
Right.
stack onto
Right.
this to make it?
Right.
What about if you can go back and not, I don't want to say regret, right? We might get a little too deep here, but that's fine. Not regret a day, but let's say you could, I don't want you guys to have regrets, or I don't want anybody to have regrets, but what do you think you would change? One thing you would change. You know what I mean? Maybe you missed out on something, hey, I wish I did that. Or maybe something small, hey, you know what, it would have been really cool to be at that event with my family because I wasn't there, right? Something small you wish you would do one thing different to have it, a part of your past.
There's not one thing that sticks out to me because there's a lot of things that I do regret or wish I could have been there for. And I promise as soon as I leave today, I'm going to still do it.
Right.
I wish I didn't worry about my phone as much as I do, and I wish I just lived in the moment.
Totally. Totally.
Like, and I know that I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna be on my phone.
There's a healthy balance, though. You know what I mean? There's a healthy
I
balance.
need to find it. I
Totally.
understand that like the social media thing's important and we're trying to grow this podcast and things like that. But at the same time, like I don't know, like if I'm
Are you checking your stuff, or are you addicted to watching others?
getting away from I don't give a shit what other people are
Same.
doing.
I'm like that too. I don't
Like-
watch stories. I don't watch anything. Like
No,
that. Yeah.
no, and I just want to live my life. You know what I mean?
Totally. There is something fun though. Like for me, when that one video went viral of the hired one, right? I was hanging from my buddy's arm.
You are a fucking
badass
dude.
as shit.
That is
Well, it's
so
funny
sick.
because it's no more dangerous than a regular jump, but it
just
looked better,
For sure.
right? So that's why I did that. I was like, this will pop off on TikTok if we just take this jump at a little bit different of an angle. It's funny because a bunch of potholes happened to make that video go viral. So I went there at 7 a.m., 5-hour drive from Boston, drove to Philly, and long story short, I told my buddy Anthony DiCarlo, who was actually in Palau with me, I said, hey, I want to hang from your arm, film it. I'm going to have our other wrestler friend who's jumping with us named Forrest. He's going to be in the basket with us. He'll film it from his GoPro. It'll be a dope video,
yeah.
right? Forrest looks at me. I tell him the whole plan. We get in the basket. The 70-year-old balloon pilot goes, who's going first? Forrest goes, I'm going first. And I'm like, who the fuck's going to film this now? Like, what the hell? Anthony doesn't have enough jumps to wear a camera. So I asked the balloon pilot, who's 7 years old, to hold my phone to do this, right? So I give him my phone, and I'm scared he doesn't know how to hit record. So I hit record, I go, it's recording. I give it to him. I put it on, like, the wide angle part, so, like, I know but sometimes my finger gets on the wide angle.
Right,
I don't know, you know
yeah.
what I mean? So I give it to him, and then he drops me. Doesn't hold on to me, right? Drops me. Totally by accident. Like, actually drops me.
Yeah.
I open. I was fine, obviously, but like we didn't get the video. So we land, and I look at this guy named Bob, who's the balloon pilot, and I go, "Is there any chance you can do another load today?" He's not a skydiving guy. This was totally like a one and done type of thing.
Right.
He goes, "I have a bunch of non-jumpers that I'm taking for the sunset load this afternoon. Why don't you guys come on that one if nobody else is on it? If there's a cancellation." So we didn't even know if we were for sure yet.
Right.
At this point in time, I didn't know. I knew how to pack a base rig. I don't know how to pack a sky rig. I do. I just don't like doing it. So I didn't know what to do because I was like, dude, we're not going to pack our parachutes. Like, we need to find somebody to do this. We were at an airport, not a skydiving place. We were at a regular airport doing this. Anthony goes, well, why don't we just Google close by drop zone? It's November. See if anybody's there. It's probably not because it's cold. See if anybody's there, and we'll just throw them $20 to pack. So we do that. 20 minutes away, there's a drop zone. Ironically, there's not that many drop zones, right?
Right.
20 minutes away. Go there, pack it up, call Bob, a few hours later after we got lunch and whatnot, napped. Hey, are you able to take us? Come on, let's do it. Worked out again. I even had Bob film it this time again, and he fucking killed it, right? He killed it.
Yeah, he did.
But it's just funny how that works, and I forget, I'm sorry, what was the original thing that got me onto that? Oh, so here's my thing. When that popped off, Barstool, Sports Center, that was fun. I loved the affirmation I was receiving. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good thing. It was fun I was excited to go on Instagram. I was excited to go on my phone. And this is the conclusion I came to. When I like the affirmation I receive social media wise more than the act, that is dangerous. But until then, it's okay to appreciate it. Hey, when people say, hey, that was dope, it's okay to feel good, right? It's okay to feel good. So I have this thing now. It's okay when I'm on a trip to film, show, because I like to storytell, I like to get creative, but also do a good balance of putting it down and looking at it. Yeah, both. So like, there's a good healthiness of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
All right, what about you?
Regret?
Yeah, not regret. I don't like that word as much, right?
I get you. Something you would change.
Yeah, something you would, hey, I want to be a part of that. I wasn't, and I wish I was.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I'd say sticks to mind, I would say this. I mean, it's not that we pushed it off, but we were talking about it, and then it took a couple months to get it rolling,
Totally.
I just always think, and it's not that I feel like it happened at its time for the right reason, I feel
Pronoia.
yeah,
of course.
But I also do feel like that there's a little bit of guilt on, not even just us, but everyone, with the sole purpose of, stories like yourself, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting here, but we've had people on that have told some cool stories. We're going to get more people on that tell cool stories. I feel like we're almost have been holding out on people. Like you just said, people are always like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. your story, someone might hear it today and be like, damn, I'm gonna
book the flight.
Today's my day.
Right.
Today's
Cool.
the day
Right.
I'm going to do it. So I feel like in that case, I feel like I wish we would have started this earlier, just so more of that could have been shared. You know what I mean?
So you guys have but it seems like both of you have a passion for also inspiring.
Oh,
through the podcast.
For sure.
That's awesome. Have you guys ever heard of ikigai? Ikigai is a Japanese phrase for a reason to be. That's what it
Okay.
means. And it's 4 things. And if you only have 3 or 2 of the 4, you're going to be left with a little bit of dissatisfaction. So the 4 things are, number 1, do you love it? And these are in any order, right? Not one greater than the other. Do you love it? Number 2, can you make a living doing it? Because unfortunately, as much as we don't want to say money is important, it is in a sense. You have to be able to make a living, right? So do you love it? Do you make a living? And most people think that's it. Hey, I love what I do and I can get paid. But there's 2 more. There's, am I good at it? Because it doesn't matter if you love it and you can make a living if you suck, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
So do you love it? Can you make a living financially? Are you good at it? And then the 4th one, does it impact the world in a positive way? And if you look it up on Instagram, are you guys able, not Instagram, sorry, on the internet, are you guys able to pull up on Google right now?
Yeah.
Look up Ikigai and look at the Venn diagram that it does. What's really cool is
Any idea how to spell that?
Ikigai. The cool thing about it is when you see the Venn diagram, it overlaps, and if only 3 of them overlap, and you don't have like, does it impact the world in a positive way? It'll say like, you'll be able to make money, but you'll have a feeling of uselessness, right? Because you're not impacting the world, right? So that's the cool thing about podcasts. You get to do what you love. You like, talking shit, like, and chopping it up.
Yeah.
You impact the world in a great way because people are going to be inspired. Hopefully one day you could make a living at this because of sponsors and ads and
Right.
whatnot.
Right.
And you guys are pretty good at it, right?
Appreciate
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's, I love that phrase when it comes to kind of chasing passions and whatnot,
Got it right here.
That's
I'm
it.
looking at it.
I
Yeah,
think
it
one
is.
of the coolest parts for us with this podcast is that we're going to be able to network with people. Like, if we didn't have this podcast, there's almost no shot that we ever met.
We never cross paths.
You know what I mean?
Right? You
Like-
play golf, I'm out here skydiving or wrestling.
Right.
Maybe through Lex we've crossed paths, but
Right.
Jan,
Exactly.
when's the last time you saw her? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
I
That's
don't
a
know.
great point.
High school,
Yeah,
maybe.
it keeps
Right.
you.
Yeah.
It keeps you in touch with people, and it it's funny because like we'll have people that whether it's I caddy for or like someone we knew when we were younger or anything like that, they reach out and they're like, hey man, checked out the the episode, love it, like it's awesome, and it's just like even like those like people we don't know that reach out and they're like, hey,
Isn't
love
that
what you guys
cool
are doing.
when people support you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like that
And
feeling's
I love
irreplaceable.
the hate too.
But
Like I love it.
how about this? Who are the haters? Not the people that are strangers.
Right.
It's people you're kind of tight with that are sneak this a little bit. That's what I got with No Tomorrow, at least. The people who I haven't talked to since high school, like I said, I'm 29, I think. 29, right? It's been 10 years since high school. The people that I haven't seen since then, I'll look on my Shopify, bought No Tomorrow, right? People that I talk to frequently that maybe don't live the life they want to live, but, are, a little bit, they talk shit about it, sneak diss it, they're haters a little bit, and it's like, you're going to get that anytime you're doing something cool.
Yeah.
You guys are doing something cool right now. You're doing a podcast. You're putting yourself out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
all you can do. So
Yeah.
let the hate come.
Yeah,
Let it come.
appreciate that, dude.
Yeah.
This is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. My last question.
All right, let's hear it.
You can add one skill. Petty skill, not big skill. Petty skill like you want to be a pilot, you know how to fly. You can play an instrument. You can learn a different language. You can something along those lines. Skill wise, can't be golf related. What would you add? You can't. Oh, I want to be able to get out of a bunker. No, something that's not going to be your passion or your career. But hey, I would love to have the ability to fly an airplane one day. That's mine. I really want to be able to do that. So, like, what's something like that you wish you could do?
Probably dance. I mean,
That'd be cool.
I mean, it'd be cool to know how to do. See,
Without
also-
Madeline knowing, imagine you just show up one day and
Wedding
rip
day
it
or
up. Oh,
something,
dude.
you know?
Yeah, that'd
Right?
be cool.
Dance would be cool. The only issue is sometimes I feel like I enjoy dancing because I know I'm really bad at it,
Yeah.
and I know she's very good at it. So I think it kind of
Make it
makes it
fun.
more. Yeah, it makes it more fun
Yeah,
for me. Like
That's
it's-
cool.
Dude,
I don't know.
I wish I could sing.
Right?
Like, I love
See,
country
sing. That was
music,
my other one.
And
I
like,
agree.
I'm in the car and I'm singing along and I'm like, God, I'm so fucking bad at this.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like,
But
fuck
to
it,
be
I don't
able
care.
to, it'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like
Yeah,
if
how
you could
about
just walk in somewhere and sing.
Like I said, I would love to be able to fly. That'd be very cool. But I'm also, torn between flying or learning like a different language. I think
Yeah.
just
Language,
I don't
that's
have
something.
any.
Right.
I was
right.
doing okay, in certain Spanish countries, like because I could cherry pick from what I've learned in
Yeah.
school, but fluently. I want to be able to just,
rattle it off.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm
Instrument would
arguing,
be
if I'm
cool,
arguing
too.
with Lexi, I just want to like say something in total Spanish under my
Yeah.
breath. You know what I mean? What?
She'd be like, what'd you say?
Yeah, nothing. I
No,
said you're
love
great.
you.
That's funny. Yeah, or like an instrument, I think would be awesome
Yeah.
too. I mean, anything musically, language was another thought that came to my mind.
Video editing would be a cool skill.
Yeah.
That would be a
Dude,
cool
I
skill.
agree.
I mean, you can make stuff
Check out
look
my
dope,
edits.
right? Yeah,
I'm
dope. You
just
can make
kidding.
stuff look dope.
So, so the thing is, though, I mean, kind of like off of No Tomorrow and kind of like what we've said. I mean, we all just listed things that we could go learn.
That's what. That's what
Yeah,
I was going to
exactly.
follow up with that.
Yeah,
Like it's almost like
But-
don't put it off.
Yeah.
You can't. I
I was
could be.
gonna say-
I could fly a plane.
But-
You know what I mean? Money is a thing, but
yeah,
How well could I sing? I could learn to sing better.
there's definitely technique.
yeah.
I agree. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Like pitch and stuff like
Right.
that.
Chief Keef used auto tune.
I was gonna say you can find the right
T
editor.
Pain used auto
But,
tune.
right.
No, but definitely there's techniques. But yeah, that's more of a talent. I
Yeah,
agree
yeah,
with you.
yeah, I agree.
But an
That's
instrument
the
is not.
I agree. I would
Right?
love to
You
play
can
guitar.
learn the guitar.
Right. I agree.
Right, especially country wise,
Right.
country music wise.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. For
You know,
sure.
one day I snuck into country music awards.
CMAs.
Yeah,
I mean-
I don't even like country. Bro, I went with my friend Kenny and
Chesney.
no, shout out to Kenny Courts. Kenny Courts is an All-American at the Ohio State, stud wrestler from PA. Me and him are doing a clinic in Memphis.
One of the best moments of your life was
One of
seeing
the
them become an All-American.
How'd you know that?
Did my homework.
Dude, come on! That's awesome. Good for you. How'd you? I was going to follow up with that just now. But anyways, we're in Nashville driving to Memphis because you lap through Nashville on
Yeah.
Route 40, and I saw that CMAs was in town, and we walk over to the Titan Stadium. We park, walk over to the Titan Stadium, and I see this janitor, and he's carrying stuff out one of the gates, and I go, "Yo, we're just passing through. Can we pretend we're working with you?" And he throws us 2 bags of trash and says, "Follow me." We walk in like an exit, right? The person scanning tickets is like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" We walk right by him. I slip him like a 20, right? $20. Then we finesse
Probably
our
made
way.
his day.
Yeah, he loved it. So, but he loved being in on like, imagine
Right.
like a big kid ding dong ditching again.
Right,
That's what it was
right,
like, right? So which is the cool part about base jumping. That's the sneaking around part. But somehow we finesse onto the field, and I see this girl, and I'm literally Sam. Adams is not the name, right?
Sam Hunt.
I would
Hunt.
say Sam Hunt.
Sam Hunt is performing, and he's from me to him away, like this close. He's on stage, I'm lower, and I turn to this girl. I go, "How much are your tickets?" And she goes, "Oh, we drove down for the week. We're from near Chautauqua, Jamestown, New York. I think $500 for these." And I'm like, "Yo."
I paid 20 bucks.
$20 to the janitor for this one.
Like, I feel
Oh.
bad right now. Dude, sneaking is fun though.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like
That's
your
freaking
stories
awesome.
have never ended.
Yeah, we'll sneak into CMAs one time. That'll be good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll go
bring,
back.
bring us along.
Yeah.
They
let's
come
go.
flying in
Yeah.
from up top. That's what we need to do.
I like it.
They can't throw you out if you come scared. They'll just think you're part of the act. They'll be like, oh yeah.
Why don't we, if we do play in the skydive?
Yeah.
Why don't we take a kicking? What was the
Kick.
kicking it back? So I don't know if it was kicking back or just kicking it back.
Yeah,
Let's take a kicking it back T-shirt on the skydive.
let's do it.
They're pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Like kicking it back to new
Fuck
heights.
yeah.
No, it's like we're gonna do the skydiving thing. I just don't know if I can make tomorrow happen, but like I'll be hitting you up. Like
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
something
Maybe
I've
next
always wanted to do.
weekend or something.
When
I go to Aruba on the 8th, and then I get back the 13th. So after that is
Right.
all go.
Right.
whatever you want.
In August.
I'm on your clock. I'll do
Sick.
whatever. I'll hit you up though for real.
What about Sunday?
Sunday I have a clinic
Okay.
in where's Sunday? Michigan.
Okay.
Sorry.
You
But-
should do some work with Justin Kerr though, by the way, so that way we can kind of deal with
I
that.
like JK, man. He's the man.
No, he's a good dude. He
Yeah,
treats
he's
us
great.
right.
Yeah, he does.
Good. Tell him I said hello, please.
We'll
We'll do.
We'll
He's
do.
gonna be like, what?
Yeah. That's
So
it.
how do you know him?
Yeah, he's. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Justin. All right, well, thanks for coming on,
Yeah,
Johnny.
dude,
you
appreciate it.
was
Appreciate you
freaking
guys
awesome.
having me. This was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
that
it's
was
a blast.
We were gonna wrap it up a while ago.
Yeah, you know,
Listen,
gotta keep
we
going.
did it.
You know the best part? We're gonna keep all of it. Too.
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
guys,
People are gonna
we're-
listen for 2 hours.
We're usually an hour. Yeah, we're usually an hour long pocket. This one will be 2, and
Yeah.
I won't have any
Yeah.
problems, and neither will
And I'm
they.
gonna tell everyone that this is the one they have to listen to.
Good.
This
I
is-
like it.
Yeah, this
Thanks,
is the best.
guys.
Yeah,
For sure.
appreciate you, John.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, good start.
So, thanks, Johnny.
Yeah,
man, like,
we'll start with that.
that insane.
What an incredible human being,
His stories, his lifestyle, his outlook on life.
for sure.
It's kind of life changing when you actually get to sit down and talk with them.
Yeah, so we did this interview a little bit back. I've been talking about the pothole theory a lot. I haven't been telling anyone about it. We posted a little clip on Monday, right before the episode was posted. That pothole theory is truly, I think, to some people, like, don't get me wrong, I think that's been addressed before. That story, that outcome.
Sure.
But the way he breaks it down, he kept going and going and going. It just shows you that, like, some things in life aren't that deep, man.
No.
Like, you just
Most
gotta,
things.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
Like, there's very few things that are life changing.
For sure.
I would say.
Yeah, and I, like, you know me, my car, we're going through a little bit right now. Like I was telling you, pothole theory.
Yeah.
Maybe the airbag wasn't going to work, and I was going to get into a car accident and would have died
For
about it.
sure.
You know, it ain't the end of the world, man.
You really never know.
The life keeps moving.
Yeah.
I mean, put yourself in positions to win.
Yeah, super cool. Actually, day after the interview, got to jump out of a plane with Johnny.
Yeah,
so that was sick.
That's unbelievable,
Cam
dude.
and Jimbo were there. It was awesome.
I was upset. That was my last day of my internship.
Yeah.
I mean, is what it is. Office was going through a little something. I had to be there regardless. I'm jealous. I'm hoping we can do it, especially with Johnny.
I for sure will be jumping on the plane again. So
Let's
that's
do it.
gonna happen.
Let's do it. If you're listening, let's do it. Let's get a whole group of us.
Yeah, seriously. Johnny, if we walked in with 25 people, he'd be like, "This is fucking sick, dude."
Let's
He'd be so hyped.
Let's do it. Everyone's got to wear Kicking It Back gear. Maybe we can pull something if we bring enough people. Maybe they can figure out like a discount or
Oh,
something
for
if
sure.
people are Kicking It
For
Back
sure.
gear. We get a big group of us to follow in. That'd be sick. I think what's cool, I was talking about this with Madeline, and this goes for anyone, not just us, not just Johnny, not just, you know, the professional dancer. It goes for everyone. You really don't realize the impact you have on people.
Yeah.
I think through this, it's kind of opened my eyes where, like, I'm not saying we're inspiring anyone. I'm not gonna say we are, but there's a chance we are. You know, maybe there's someone at home that's thinking about starting a podcast, or maybe, you know, is shy to talk to people. You know, maybe thinks his stories aren't cool enough.
Right.
I think the coolest thing is you just never know who truly is listening to you and, like, kind of getting inspired by you.
For
Like,
sure.
you know, like, I was just thinking about that. Like, I think that is the coolest thought, that maybe there's some kid in Colorado, Centennial, Colorado, that's listening to us, and he's like, man, I want to be like these guys.
Yeah.
I want to, you know, go to school. I want to do all this stuff. I mean, shit's possible, man.
For sure.
I
I think this is a good time to kind of just catch back up and say thank you for everyone that's following us
For
on
sure.
Instagram. We've grown a ton, hit 1,000 followers, and for us, like, that's huge.
That was our goal.
Like, that was our goal for the summer. We
Yeah.
hit 1,000. It's really cool to me now that we get DMs. Like, someone DM'd us and was like, "You guys are chill as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know you, but you're chill."
Yeah.
We're like, thanks, bro.
Last week we had the episode off. I had a kid reach out to me. I'm not going to say any names. Haven't seen this kid since I was little, man.
Yeah.
He reached out, and I obviously didn't know he was a listener, and he was like, dude, where the hell's the episode this week? Like, he was waiting
Dude,
for it.
that's great.
I was like, dude, just the littlest people. Shout out Cam Markson. Did he reach out to you?
Uh-uh.
So he reached out to me. I meant to tell you about this. He reached out to me and just said, like, he loves it. He loves the flow we have. He loves what we're about. He loves, you know, he said, he's like, the people that reach out and kind of just say, like, you guys have a chance at this. Like,
Yeah.
that's all we need to
Yeah,
keep going. You
super
know what I
cool.
mean? Like, you know, at the end of the day, we're doing it for us. We're doing it because we enjoy it, and we're doing it to be able to share cool stories like
Yeah.
Johnny's. I'm glad that we have the platform to do that. Honest to God, I'm not even just saying that. Like,
Yeah.
I love, like, I'm gonna get to go listen to this episode today, and I'm gonna get to relive that
Yeah.
conversation, relive the stuff that he taught. I mean, he's just unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited. I'm excited for
Super
the world to hear this. I mean, I hope you all loved it as much as we did, because I'll tell you what, our experience. I want to also add, you talked to him a few times through text, planned it out,
Yeah.
got him over here. I had never said a word to this guy until he showed up at my house to interview this, and we kicked, like, that's the kind of person he was.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
It was really cool.
Unbelievable. All right, what you been up to? Anything cool?
Let me think.
Disney World, how was it?
Dude, Disney is, I forgot. Like, I went when I was 10 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That is so sick.
Is
like
it?
Oh my
I'm jealous.
God.
I'm
no,
jealous.
Like it's next level. You can have fun at any age. It's a blast.
I'm jealous. I need to be back. We were gonna go for my dad's 50th
Yeah.
last year. Didn't work out.
You guys definitely gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, like Johnny said, not that he said. I also want to clear up too with his
Yeah.
story. He said it's not for everyone. His lifestyle, it's just not.
No,
it's not for everyone. That's all right. Doesn't mean you can't give it a try. It doesn't
Right.
mean you can't do things. Sometimes I think
Whatever
even us.
makes you feel present.
Exactly, and I think we can be at blame it too for this, and both of our ends. Like, sometimes we plan too much for the future,
Yeah.
but sometimes you forget to live now.
Yeah.
You know,
for
we're in
sure.
our glory years, your 20s, everyone says it. Sometimes you just need to do things. Like
Yeah.
Disney World. You just need to pull the trigger and just
Yeah.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree.
It's cool. I mean, I don't know. I just, like I said, I truly am, like, Johnny had an impact on me, and I told him in the interview, you heard it too, it was like, people are going to listen to this, and you could change lives. Like,
Yeah,
that is
for
what's
sure.
so cool about that kid. I mean, not that we can't do that, not that you at home can't do that, but, like, Like I said, we got him on the platform. The kid was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was just such a good person. We're, like I said, this will be our best. It definitely has
Best
been
performing one.
Yeah, exactly,
I really
yeah.
do think so.
Yeah, I just think that this kid was just ready to roll, and like he had no. And that's the other thing, hypotheticals.
He brought up 5 hypotheticals, and he didn't even know we do a hypothetical.
Yeah, because there's questions that he asked people that he meets.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the kind of person this guy is. I mean, unbelievable. We're grinning thinking about
So
it,
you
man.
know when he was talking about the churro at Universal?
Oh, yeah.
Sam and I sent him a picture of our churros. He was like, the best.
That's what he said. He went by himself and was eating 5.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
what about you? What have you been up to?
Dude, not much. Just, I mean, going back to school here soon. We're going to get some interviews done.
Yeah.
Lining some people up. Car took a shit, is what it is. Think the Camry's dead. R.I.P.
Yeah.
We'll find out actually here in a couple minutes. Most likely dead, but we're holding out hope.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I mean, manifest it. I think she's going to work fine.
We'll see.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Any good stories?
Dude, I actually do have one.
Do you?
I have one. So I was at the Brew Garden Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
For starters, happy belated to my mother. Her birthday was on Sunday. We were going to go to Top Golf Saturday. Top Golf lost power Friday night and all that rain.
Wow.
Their servers crashed. They couldn't get them back up and running for Saturday night. So Top Golf called at 6 o'clock. We had to cancel. It's all right. We did pothole theory. Maybe something bad was going to happen on the way to Top Golf. Maybe something at Top Golf was going to happen. You never know. We bounced back. We went to Brew Garden. We just had a nice night. The Browns were playing. We got there at 6. We were there till 9. It was a long night, fun night. We just chilled out, some family. But anyways, so the food comes and I have to pee. 'Cause we've been there a while. I've been drinking a little bit. Water actually, not even. I had 1 beer, but regardless, I go to the bathroom to pee as the food gets here. So I'm peeing at the urinal, and everyone in a men's bathroom knows you don't go to the urinal next to the guy.
No, you always go to
Yeah.
2-way.
So the guy goes all the way at the other end. I'm not thinking anything of it. It's an old guy. He's in a full-on tuxedo. For starters, we're at Brew Garden. That's a little weird, right?
Yeah.
It's in a full-on tux. I think there was a party going on. I don't know. So anyways, I'm like this guy's like looking at me. I'm like, all right, what is this guy looking at? There's the divider, so I know I'm like, he's not taking any peeks. I'm like, this guy's maybe, I don't know. Whatever. So I turn around.
Don't flatter yourself.
There's one other guy in the bathroom at the sinks. So I turn around. The toilet flushes, the urinal flushes. I go over to the sink. This dude is full-on pistol out. Okay, like it's out of the holster. It's dangling. He's flipped around, looking at me. Like he's squared up at me. So I'm like, he's talking to me. I'm like, so I look at him, but I'm like keeping the eye contact because he's got his junk in his hand, just flipped around at the urinal. I don't know if he's peeing still at this point. I really don't know. And I'm wearing my Baker jersey, Browns game. He goes, "Hey, I like that shirt, buddy." That's what he says to me. I'm like, son of it, why does this shit happen to me? That's my thought process. Like, why? I'm just eating dinner.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, thanks, man. And like, turn around to the sink. So I'm like, I don't want to keep holding eye contact with this dude and his junk. He's still flipped around at me, okay? So the other guy in the bathroom's laughing. Like, he's like giggling. Like, he's like, this is not happening. Like, what I'm thinking. So I'm start washing my hands. And he goes, speaking of that shirt, he goes, and he's calling it a shirt. And he goes, what is the score in the Indians game tonight? I'm in a Baker Mayfield jersey. So at this point, the guy next to me is like ballistically laughing. And his sink won't work. So I'm washing my hands. We're both like laughing. And I'm like, I don't know. So this guy's laughing, and of course his sink's not working. He goes, all the one fucking time it doesn't work. Like he's trying to get out of the awkwardness. So this guy's still flipped around, just looking at me, like with his junk. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I haven't been watching the Browns. So this guy at this point is just crying, laughing at this old dude. So I'm like, man. So I just get out of the bathroom, right? I dry off my hands. I get out. I'm like, what a weird story. So I come back to the table, and they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know if I just imagined what happened in there or if something actually happened, but something I think happened, and I'm like, and I don't want to talk about it right now. So like 20 minutes passed, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to tell the bathroom story. It was just weird. Weird story. I mean, everything's weird. Whatever. It was good, though. It was freaking hilarious, but I don't know. Like I said, he might have been pissing all over the bathroom floor. I really don't know. Is what it is. Okay. Well, anyways.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Brew Garden, if you want to meet a old guy in a full-on tuxedo, there's your place.
That's an incredible story.
It was weird, man. It was just a weird story. He was living life. Living life.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? I guess we got to do Song of the Week.
Yeah. You
Man,
got one?
no plan. Yeah, The Way I Talk, Morgan Wallen. That was fresh off, no script there. Yeah. Dude, it's a good song. I mean, honestly, I played it the other day, and with the windows, you got to go max volume, okay? Windows down, max volume, sunny out. I'm telling you, The Way I Talk by Morgan Wallen, great song.
Right.
Really good song.
See, Morgan Wallen doesn't miss. The only time he does miss is when he's saying the N-word. Just cut that out of your
Yeah, I was going to say,
vocab.
and we don't support that here.
Yeah, you cut it out of your vocab, and all of a sudden, you just can't miss. You know?
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, You got anything else? We
No.
chilling?
No.
Shout out Johnny. We're gonna keep this ship rolling. If you tuned in this week, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
We're excited to keep going.
Follow the Instagram.
Yeah,
Subscribe on YouTube.
we're killing it. You were
Yeah.
killing it. Videos. Come on, man.
Gotta keep up. you know?
Hey, did you know the first oranges weren't actually orange? P-Dog, take us out.
Thanks for kicking it back. Preston and Jaret. Peace out.